What's up, first last? Hey guys, hey, what's up? What is up to the best family on YouTube? What's up, guys? I'm kidding. I know what the fuck I'm saying. Rivals Journey, Rival, whatever. Rivals Journey, Overwatch, or whatever it is. Hello, Madrid. Hello, Shula. Hey guys. Hello, YouTube chat. Hello, Twitch chat. Hello. Hey, hope you guys doing well. Dude, I was watching this video. And that video was so nice. It was so well edited that and it brought me back so many years. It was like a 1.6 video, Counter-Strike 1.6 video. I think I think I'd like to show you. I think it was a very, very well done video. I'd like to watch together. I think if you never play 1.6, it still would be very interesting. Anyone else watch a play stream yesterday? What did
Awkward
anything
is
interesting happen?
pathetic.
Yo, Ghost,
He
thank you so
thinks
much
just
for the 9
because
months. I
he
really
goes to the
appreciate it.
gym, he's the best human on earth.
Hey, what's up, XDR? Why did I get pinged for this? Why not, bro? I have to find this. Um, Gold CS 1.6 world record. I was watching it, and I'm willing to watch it again. I'm willing to watch this again. Can you show stuff? Can you? So on YouTube, I know that the copyright strikes are fucking everywhere. Are you allowed to watch other YouTube videos on our YouTube stream chat? Is it something that is possible to do? Do you know? Not familiar so much with all of the YouTube live streaming rules. You were called out a lot yesterday? Wow, what happened yesterday? What happened? Well, I wasn't familiar. About your Genji review you did with someone? What do you mean? Genji review? Ah, the first review with Genji. Why not stream on Twitch? I'm streaming on both. Rivals today? Maybe. I was thinking about doing rivals, but I'd like to go over some Reddit advice. Maybe I'll go over Marvel Rivals as well. I haven't browsed Reddit, the like the Overwatch University and the Marvel Rivals subreddit for a long time, and I know like 95% of the advice is so bad. Play with Kran? I was contemplating asking, but I don't think I'm playing very good right now. Do people actually use Reddit? The problem that I have with Reddit is that I think there's so many good intention people with good intentions are on Reddit, not only to help but to learn. But the problem is that most people just give horrible advice, and then the people who come and seek advice, they think that the advice they're getting is good, and it's like actually harmful. Wait, so wait, what happened with apply? Let me see. Is it on the VOD? I want to see. Why is he calling me ass? I wonder. I don't want to misquote. What happened, bro? What Reddit advice? Like, what advice can you really give to people? It's like people who are asking, "How should I play like Anna or something?" And then like, well, just you know, they'll say you should stay at the back and heal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they said this one. Any tips for playing off tank when solo tanking like you normally would. That's what he would do. What the fuck? My neighbors are having a dance party. My whole fucking floor is moving. Hello, Fractal. Watch party for what? I think there are games today in Marvel and Overwatch, right? Well, Apply was doing VOD reviews. He VOD reviewed one of my games and was confusing why I wasn't committing my dashes unless confirmed kills. So I told him he gave me that tip in a reactor or coaching video on you and disagree with you. Dashing into full HP people. Genuinely, he actually disagreed with. He was pro dashing into full HP people. I wonder. Let's watch it. Let's see where he disagreed. I wonder. I think Apply is a good player, right? So I mean, I wonder what he has to say. I don't know. I don't know who in their right mind would ask somebody to dash in on Genji when he has full when there's no opportunity for a kill. Is that alcohol or tea that you're drinking? It's coffee, bro. What do you mean alcohol or tea? What do you think I drink on stream? It's the opposite? What do you mean the opposite? The opposite is what I said. Awkward, when are you debating terrorists from your Discord on stream? Dude, I'm gonna be honest. The last thing that I want to do with my time, genuinely, for the time being, is debate with the leftists. All right, let's watch it. I see it. I see it. I see it. Let's see it. After a Genji video, my win rate from 48 to 65. That's pretty sick, man. So let's see. This is a react to react to react, bro. This is a reaction to a reaction. Reacception. All right, let's see. You should be able to see it, right? This is Apply stream. I found it. I was kind of scrolling through this. So let's find out. Can you guys see the stream properly? I mean, I'm assuming you can. What if we do this? Can you guys see it even better? Probably,
You
right?
guys are VOD reviewing stats? Well, I mean, I don't understand what's happening here. Why are we giving insight without seeing the game?
Well, first of all, okay, never mind. Let's just listen.
How can he know what your problem is? He hasn't seen you play.
I can tell you why I can know how I can know somebody's problem without even seeing them play by looking at their stats is because I've coached thousands of people at this point, and 90% of the time, unless their stats are good, 90% of the time, can you move your cam? Yeah, sure. Where should I move my cam though? Should I just take off my cam? Should I move it? Wait, why is there a double cam? Oh no, no, that's Apply watching. Okay, I get it. Right, son? Okay, but then you won't be able to see jack shit. So let me think this. Let me think about this. Bottom left, good idea, good idea. Good idea, man. But then you can see jack shit. Whatever. Let's just keep it like this for a second. So what I want to say, so he said, how can you know how somebody problem is just by looking at the stats? Well, number one, I never say I claim I do. I mean, I just kind of go off an educated guess after watching thousands of people, and usually your stats correlate. Usually your stats correlate to your problem. When you have 7.5 deaths, and by the way, I literally proved this in the coaching session, if you remember. So what I told you, 7.5. I don't know if I said it or I just or I thought it, like maybe I thought it out loud. I said that when you started, I said I already know what the problem is, and I'll show you. I remember how it went. Why isn't he saying anything?
Because I always have the least amount of damage on my team.
Are you alone? What are you, the boogeyman, bro?
I
Okay.
don't think
So here I believe somewhere here I believe that I said something along the lines after the fight. Good news, I already know why you keep why your deaths are high. I think
I
something
don't
like
think it's
that.
a bad dash. I
don't think it's a bad dash. It's a garbage dash. What is he
think that's a
talking
bad
about?
dash.
It's a horrible dash.
I don't think that's a bad dash. What's bad about it?
What do you mean it's not a bad dash? You would have died easily if there was literally anyone next to the like even if a mercy pocket, which was by the way nearby. You would have been dead if literally any other person turned around, and if it was anyone competent on Ana, I would have been dead.
Is that you don't get the kill. Actually, you might get the kill. Wait, why'd you give that up? Why'd you give that up? You could have maybe killed him. Wait, is this awkward playing? Why does he look like he's playing? He looks like he's playing, kind of. Is he, like, typing?
Nah, I just the cam. The way my cam is angled. People keep telling me I look serious.
Man. You suck now. That was so good. He made you stop doing this?
What? What did I make him stop doing?
Bro, what the fuck?
Move your cam like it's double cam, right? Shit, bro. There's that fucking cam everywhere. It's like awkwardception, bro. Like, what is happening here? What is going on? Like, the camera is moving everywhere. But I'm very confused. What did I... How is him getting this kill? What did I stop doing? I'm so confused. Nice kill. Am I missing some context? I don't know what the fuck is happening. Nice kill.
Wait, he said nice kill, but you didn't dash to confirm the kill there. You dashed to do damage and then finished him.
The right side phrase just gonna be too many fucking kills.
On the bright side, I already found out why you die very often.
On the so you see that's insane. Okay, so look, I remember I said it. I said on the bright side, I found out why you die so often, right? And the reason why I said why the person that is getting coach dies, because he has 7.5 deaths, and he said, yeah, this is my Smurf account, my main account I have 6.5, which is still pretty low. And and Apply said something along the lines of, how could you know by looking at your stats what is the problem? And my answer to that is I'm fairly accurate by looking at the stats what is somebody's issue is, might be. And how could I tell that? Is because I've coached thousands of people. And I mean, I've observed the stats and I've observed the problem with the gameplay. And usually there's a very big correlation between high deaths or like low damage to specific areas in the game, like, you know, distance management, cooldown management, etc., that you can just kind of, you can kind of understand why somebody is probably dying. It's a probability. It's not a necessity. If I could just tell you exactly what you're doing wrong through the stats, no, not accurately every time, but I kind of can give a good guess. And also, I never say, okay, fuck it, coaching session's over. I know why you died through looking at the stats. No, I have a feeling that I know why. So let's just either confirm this or deny this by looking at the coaching session, which I did. And by the way, what did I say? I noticed why you die. Why? Because you dashed into Diana when she was full HP, and that is why you die 7.5 second. Awkward and dude, people on Overwatch don't like me that much. And I like people say shit in chat. It doesn't really matter.
First of all, I think spawn camping is dumb here. I'd probably just not do that. But
I
why
agree.
did you die off?
With that, I agree. By the way, with that, I agree. The spawn camping was pretty bad.
I think you've been playing like this for so long that your mechanics has deteriorated back to fucking silver.
What? I think actually the mechanics of this guy is actually pretty good. Like Madrio's here in the chat. I think his mechanics are really good.
Keep up the pressure. You gotta pick. Keep up the pressure.
Yeah, I agree with that. Where are we going now? Let me see what happens. Hold on.
But I agree with the spawn
Yeah,
camping part. I think it's pretty
I
good.
think it's a really good VOD from you.
Fair above you, I think. Oh, yeah,
But the game hasn't even started. What do you mean the bot?
Wait. He said, I figured out why you die a lot already. After you've gotten 2 clean kills and no deaths. I'm going to assume he's made an assumption based off of you dashing early that you should always dash to get a kill so you can get a reset out.
So it's, well, oh man. So yes, that's exactly my assumption. Apply said that my assumption is correct, but the word always is is disingenuous. The word is not always. The word is most of the time. When people constantly dash when people constantly dash into full HP targets, what most of the time ends up happening is that they burn 2 cooldowns to get nothing or they die, right? And then, there's also supports have to heal them, etc., etc. But it's not always. It's about most of the time. Of course, that sometimes it's okay to dash to confirm, fight people that are fully. Of course, there's some nuances, but the nuances they don't really matter unless you're high rank. It's like you want to be correct most of the time, like the vast majority of the time. And vast majority of the time, not dashing into full HP people is the correct one.
I think you're playing good right now.
Also, never said he was playing bad. Well, I never said Madrid was playing bad. I'm here to fix people's mistake, not to call them bad
so
players.
Much more I think that dash, good dash.
Yeah, dash was good to get out.
Wait, what happened to your mechanics? Is it the replay viewer? Bro, you look so much better in this VOD.
You got pocketed. You can definitely.
Wait, you sent him like a oh, okay. So there's context. So you sent him a VOD before, Midrio? Did you watch like a VOD before where you played bad? That what happened? You just like play like shit the VOD before? Ah, okay, fair enough. I don't know. I remember this entire game. I remember how it was played out. Actually, I have pretty good memory of people that I coach.
Here's your guy.
Good job. That was good.
You see, like this dash, for example, it was not. He was low. It was okay to dash, but he didn't really confirm a kill. Was the dash bad? No, because there's also follow-up. People are like applying pressure on the Ana. It's really likely to get a dash reset. But I would say that if the Ana was low, like mid HP, getting pocketed by Mercy, and there was nobody around, it would be a really, very bad dash because then he would get stuck in the middle of the fucking enemy team and die.
I would have preferred you to blade the soldier.
What do you think about that blade?
Yeah, the blade of soldier was good. Yeah,
Honestly, I felt like our team
Apply also found like Apply also said like I would prefer for you to do the soldier, and the blade was pretty garbage. No offense, Madrid,
Obviously, when you blade, they're gonna.
But I already told you.
So it's a recipe to die very quickly. You should have got maybe healed up for a second.
True.
Yeah, but the person that you're least likely to kill.
Where does he say the thing about you never dashing?
Apply pressure. Good. Let's melee. Use your melee only when they're low HP. Okay, don't use your melee when they're full HP.
Yeah, but the fair is really hard to kill.
He was
though,
looking for
or
something
hit,
to say, but I don't
so
think he disagrees.
I have a
No one in their right mind would disagree with that.
I hit
Okay,
the
but
melee.
my thing is why are you shooting the fucking Pharah then?
That's true. That is also true. I agree with
Pharah,
that.
follow Mercy. Other support alone.
But-
Kill other support.
He's correct. Yeah, I don't disagree. Apply is absolutely correct. You shouldn't focus a fair in this guy with a mercy. However, in this specific scenario, which is like the exception to the rule, fair is by herself. She completely got cut off with a mercy. It's a really good kill here.
Supports. Why did he tell you to not shoot the Pharah?
It's not that easy to hit.
Yeah, but then she gets healed up. And you see that you see, if you didn't melee here, you could have.
I think that was a good melee. I would
What?
have meleeed there too.
No way. No way. There's no way that Apply just said this is a good melee. I would like you to observe this again. There's no way.
felt like
I mean, I agree with Apply probably on most things. On most things.
Our tank was struggling, so
But that was a really bad melee. What is that? What does he mean?
So it's a recipe to die very quickly. You should have got maybe healed up for a second.
Did I miss something? No, let me check. Let me see. Let me double check this.
Yeah, but the person that you're least likely to kill.
Where does he say the thing about you never dashing?
Apply pressure.
Wait, I was here.
Let's
Fuck, I keep because the VOD was so long. It's like an 8-hour VOD. Every time I pull it back, it's
yeah, but the fair is really hard to kill though, or hit.
Wait, he's not
So
screaming.
if
Apply is not
I
screaming.
have a easy shot. I hit
Okay,
the
but
melee.
my thing is why are you shooting the fucking Pharah then?
Okay, wait.
'Cause
Pharah, follow
Look.
Mercy. Other
How?
support alone.
Explain to me.
Kill other
Explain to me.
supports.
Check this
Why
out.
did he tell you to not?
And this is like I'm not here to do like a popularity contest and like just because
Shoot the Pharah.
what you guys are saying is
it's
correct.
not
But look,
that easy to-
right now Madrio has 9 bullets. 9 bullets in the chamber. It means that he can do 3 right clicks. 3 right click, right?
hit.
He attacks, he dashes, and now he has 2 bullets
But
left.
then she gets healed up.
He attacks and melees and misses the melee, and he has one more bullet left. Now tell me by looking at the screen, if there was no melee, could Madrid just use another right click here and kill the Pharah? Could Madrid right now, instead of using a melee that has a long, like a pretty long animation, could just do another right click and she died? How could he? Like, no, okay, like that's crazy. Saying that melee was good is crazy. I'm sorry. Apply, if you're watching this, bro, there's no chance that you actually think that this melee was good.
Here, you could
I think that was a good melee.
That
I
was
would've
that was
meleeed
that
there,
was
too.
a really bad melee.
and that's the difference.
It's pretty bad
Could
melee, bro.
maybe hit her
I would have meleeed
second
that.
time. There's a big
Okay, maybe
animation
it's maybe
behind
he's
the
trolling.
button.
Maybe he's joking.
That's exactly where you melee. Outside of that, right? And the reason why, like 4 minutes, you have 2.3k damage. That's the lowest damage, actually, by quite
Hold
a
on.
large margin compared
on.
to everybody else that does damage in this.
I'll tell you why you have no damage in this game.
Yeah.
Why does he? Okay, wonder.
And the
I know
reason
what already
why
has to say.
Shooting the tank enough?
No, it's not about shooting the tank. The problem is that you're shooting from far away. You're when you are attacking.
I agree with that. You're shooting from so far away always. But not only that, is you're spending 30 minutes in the round shooting a fucking pocketed
That's true.
Pharah that's being pocketed by Mercy. Why wouldn't you shoot the Mercy instead or the other support?
I actually don't even think he should shoot the Mercy, but he's right. The other support would be correct.
The enemies. You're a Matra and you're taking. If you manage to get her low and then dash,
Wait.
kill confirmability. Get closer, get closer, get closer. Yeah, like this, perfect. Perfect.
That was really
That's
good.
a kill confirmability. That is not a kill confirmability.
Oh,
because
no, he fucked with your head, dude. That was a good dash. All you had to do was commit to the kill. You dashed and ran away. But if you dashed and just killed him, you would have had another dash. Ah, bro, he fucked with your head, bro. I feel bad now.
Okay.
Listen, the thing is what if she TPs? But she's gonna TP anyways, bro. But she's gonna do it anyways.
Okay. He said, "What if she TPs? She was gonna do it anyways." Except the difference is that she uses a cooldown and he doesn't use a cooldown. That's the difference. Because now if he dashes and she TPs, he's stuck somewhere that he can't run away. And essentially, there's no cooldown disengage. There's literally no difference. But then there's no reason to use a dash to go in here when he's already close, because then you would do damage. She uses a TP, and now you have your dash if people push onto you when you're standing in the middle of the point, so you can disengage. But also, it's not. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna elaborate. I've explained pretty much. It's basically you force a cooldown by using a cooldown, then you pretty much can die because you have a dash.
Yeah, but we lost the fight. I have
Exactly.
Well, with that, I agree. We talked about it. Wait, why is this?
Lost the fight. I had to try to do something.
Yeah, he's correct. He's correct. Apply is not wrong here, but I talked about this. I said yes, in that specific scenario, it was correct to try to make a play. However, when it's a big fundamental problem, you don't want to get used into making bad plays, even if they're right. You want to be right 90% of the time, and the 10% that is this play that you dash into people to try to kind of salvage the fight is the 10% that happens in when you already establish a good fundamental play.
That's it.
So I don't disagree with him, but he's talking about the exception to the rule.
That's what I mean. You had it. You said I'm not muted. I literally see it going in. Hello? Is my stream crashing? I see my mic going off.
I think because he screamed so loud, his mic didn't even pick up.
What? What?
to go for it.
Well, at that point in time, you didn't necessarily know if you lost the fight. You only lost one person.
Dude, I agree with you here. The fight was over. You needed to try to do something
Yeah, but
clutch.
we lost the fight. I have to go for
But
it.
you did know it was lost. You guys were down two.
Perfect. Pretty good.
It's not really down to. They were down 2, but then you killed the Reaper as
That's
well.
a
So it's
kill
like
confirmability.
that's like down 1, now down 2.
I don't
At the time,
understand.
you didn't necessarily know if.
Okay.
All right, closer. You're not paying attention. You're fine. You can.
He skipped where I talk about. I think he skipped where I talk about
Kill
this.
confirm ability. Let's watch some proper.
Let's watch some proper when he's playing a pro play that every time he's gonna dash, there are gonna be people following up. That's very interesting. I think that's
Let's see who he dashes here.
definitely not linked to a Brick Cassidy by himself. I'll tell you that much.
You want to know why he did that?
Well, let's hear.
Because like you said, the fight was already over. He's trying to do damage so that he can
Yeah,
use
but that's
his
the
other
exception to the rule.
cooldowns, like his right click and his left click.
we
and get
talked
the
about this.
reset.
And by the way, like we talk about this even in the VOD, that he's correct. He's correct about this trying to salvage fights, but it's like the exception to the rule. But you don't want to double down on bad habits even when they're good. You kind of want to fix the majority of the habit first, and then move on to like the exception to the rule.
Dash is not only used to confirm kills.
No, it's okay. It's okay to compare it to proper, but I think that it would be a little bit. I think that comparing using abilities in an active way when you have follow up of 4 people is a little bit different than
It's
playing
not that you
matchmaking
should
solo queue.
only use your dash as like a
Only is not a word I use.
finishing kill. You should only use dash when you feel like you're gonna get the kill. It's not only used to get a kill, it's used to help you get the kill. Why would you not use your dash? Why would you not use your dash to do damage? Doesn't make any sense. Look.
Well, okay, so like by that logic, let me just ask you, by that logic, why isn't proper dashing here, for example, right? Like, you know, like on the Orisa.
So would you not have dash there? I'm so lost.
No, pause.
Awkward
What?
sucks.
Oh, okay.
Stop. Oh my god. I'm gonna freak out.
It's not bad to dash here specifically, but the thing is, look, proper wastes 2 cooldowns, right? Proper. If we look at this like from perspective of this, right now, proper used the dash onto a Cassidy. The Cassidy user rule. Yes, he took him off the off angle. However, proper now doesn't have deflect, doesn't have dash, and this guy and got 0 value outside of taking out of the angle. But he would have been taking out of the angle if he just shot some shurikens. So even in proper standard, that was not a good play.
Care. It's not confusing. Here's the fact of the matter is, I know what I'm talking about. He doesn't.
Okay, if we're doing this, I know what I'm talking about. He doesn't. Bro, are we gonna do like a sword check? Are we gonna do a rank check? Is that what we're gonna do? We can do a rank check.
Simple. So would you have dashed this cast here? Tell me. Okay, now fuck Awkward, fuck me. We don't care. Me and Awkward both suck. Let's talk about the greatest Genji
He can speak for himself. I don't suck.
player to
I'm
ever
great.
exist. Would you have dashed this cast here? Yes or no?
The answer, it depends, but this is like a pro match. But I think the dashing here, as I explained, is objectively not a good play because basically the reason why he dashed is because the cast shot at his support line. The support line was shooting back at cast, and he didn't know how much HP the cast actually had. If he realized that the cast has full HP, probably a dash was not necessary. He could have just shot some shurikens to bring cast back out of that position, out of that off angle, and then he would have had his dash or deflect. But right now he's using a dash, and now he's forced to use a deflect, and he traded 2 cooldowns for 1. Well, he could have denied the entire angle without using a single cooldown. But I think I understand why he did that, because also the Cassidy was applying pressure from the off angle. He was afraid for his support, so he tried to protect them as well. That's essentially also team play, you know? So it wasn't a bad dash. However, it's not like, okay, he dashed and then what? And that's just like, it's the worst example you could come up with. Like, okay, he dashed here and then what happened? Nothing.
I have my team behind and deflect. Yes, that's not true. You just told me for 30 minutes that you would only dash to confirm kills. So...
But the word only is also disingenuous. I never use the word only 100% of the time. Like it's something you want to do most of the time.
I think you're just fucked. I think your head is fucked. How? Why would you go for that dash? You didn't go for any dashes in the game we watched.
He keeps moving his cam, bro. Why is he moving his cam all the time? Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. I mean, like, I'm fairly receptive to like criticism and feedback, but like awkward sucks is not really criticism. It's you were playing so much better before awkward. It's insane. You'd be masters easy. You see that's the this is kind of like a Reddit comment. I don't know who Johnny PS or this, but the problem with these Reddit comments is that you have a person showing up to my chat and saying, "Dude, I've been hard stuck diamond for so many seasons, right? I've been hard stuck diamond so many seasons. So how could it be possibly being masters if he literally said that he's hard stuck? That doesn't make any sense. Literally makes no sense. 0 sense. When somebody says he's hard stuck, he's admitting that he wouldn't climb to master. So you see, that's the kind of like that's the Reddit advice. That's kind of like what we're getting at with the Reddit stuff.
Nah, you can listen to awkward. It's fine. Rocky me, you are ass. Shut up, pussy.
I think he's doing this for fun. Well, obviously he's farming content. Like I don't think what he's saying too hard, but I think that it's a little bit disingenuous to say some like in an awkward sex. If you're trying to do a water, at least be critical, you know. And by the way, we agree about like 90% of the time.
I'm not saying I'm listening to anyone. I'm just saying. No, you just said I don't know who to listen to. 2 GM players are telling me one thing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Wait, did you call Madrio? Did you just call me a GM player? Is that what you called me? Did you? Who called me a GM player, buddy? Bro, GM player, bruv. I did not hit Champion 3 on 2 accounts at the same time to be called a GM player, buddy.
You do what you want. Here's now.
Are we forgetting that I hit Champ 3 on 2 accounts while playing like 5 hours a week? Come on, bruv.
Drew's VOD review. This is a VOD review for everybody in chat, okay? You need to be the DPS carry on Genji. Okay?
That's true. With that, I agree.
You
need to be the DPS carry on any DPS that you play. No matter if it's fucking Genji or Soldier or whatever, or Fair, it doesn't matter. Whatever character you're playing, you should be playing as the carry. The only exceptions to the rule that are very, very difficult to carry would be Life of Very Mercy, and everybody knows that. But outside of that, you should pick every character to be the carry.
A lot of damage.
That's correct.
Why would you? No, you know the funny thing is you said to Awkward, I always have the least amount of damage in my games. And he told you should only
What? Come on, man.
dash when they're low.
So logical.
But dashing gives you more damage and more ways to get kills.
Yeah, but I had a coaching session with this guy one time on stream. He came to me after the fact that he was dashing to get kills and his damage was low. And his damage was low because his deaths were high. So how could you say, that it's because he's playing passive because of me he doesn't have damage? No, he doesn't have damage because he's doing those dashes. He just keep dying because of it. That's why he has 7.5 deaths per 10 and he stands about 70% of the time in spawn.
So how would only dashing when they're 1 HP help you have more damage? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
How doesn't it make sense? It makes logical sense. When you have 7.5 deaths per 10 minutes, and you ask yourself, why do I die? Is because I dash into full HP people, and then I don't have to dash out, and then I'm standing in spawn. Apply, bro. Come on, use your head, bro. You are in spawn, so you can't do damage because you've used up every cooldown to try to get a kill. And essentially what you end up doing is being in front of a bunch of enemies with no cooldowns to disengage when they have their cooldowns to kill you. When you dash into an Ana, guess what? She throws a nade. All of a sudden, the other support is looking at you, and now you have no dash, and you're in front of a full HP pocketed Ana, and you have no dash. What do? Oh, you use deflect? Okay, that you can use deflect, but that doesn't save you most of the time.
Fundamentally flawed. I don't get it. Did you not see that first round where you played, where you had those crazy big soldier kills?
Yes, the crazy big soldier kills was not because he dashed into the enemy when he's by himself. He already closed the distance, especially when he was spawn camp, it was very visible. He closed the distance from behind, surprised him by the time, which was my feedback. And then by the time the soldier looked back, he was already half HP, and now he dashes and confirms the kill, which was my initial feedback. Engage, close from an off angle, you surprise them, and now they're low, you can dash, confirm the kill. Lovely, thank you. I mean, come on, man.
Did it not? Let me ask you, Madru. Did it feel good to dash 180, right-click, melee that soldier twice in a row? It probably felt good, and you did good damage. And that's the point, is that your dash isn't always to finish kills, it's to also do damage.
Well, with that, I don't disagree. However, you do dash to do damage about. I mean, I don't give actual percentages, but the vast majority of the time, a dash is a confirm kill ability or a disengage ability. Most of the time, not every time, most of the time. And sometimes, yes, sometimes it could be used as damage. But also, when you dash through people to do damage, you kind of go for two reasons. Number one, you want to go for a target that you can actually kill. Of course, you would not dash into trying to kill a Cassidy when there's a Brig next to him, because then for sure you won't get the kill. Unless you just somehow one-shot him, but I don't think it's possible anymore after the hills changes. And the second time, if you dash to get a kill, you have to make sure that at the very least you dash for damage and you land somewhere next to cover that you can hide behind without your dash. So you're going to be safe without your dash.
Job. Yo, dude, you really don't go for that? You deflected an Ana nade at him. You want to get more damage.
Wait,
Bro,
wait, is that still you, Madrid? Is that still you? Is that still you? Is he watching you? Hey, Awkward, some money for all your educational content Overwatch. Thank you so much for the kind donation, man. I appreciate it. By the way, dashing here would actually be pretty good. Why? Because, as I said, it's a kill confirmation. You get the kill on Diana 100% if you hit the dash because she's within the threshold of dying to the dash. And then you dash, you get a dash reason, you get out. So he doesn't even disagree with me.
get more damage? Wasn't your thing that you want more damage and more
But the
kills?
question is, but the basic question is where I think that no one will disagree, especially in reply. Would you dash into Diana here if she's not purple and half HP? Legit question. Would you dash into an Ana with half HP, Mercy Pocket, Sojourn next to her in that situation? And the answer is obviously not. Obviously not. Even though you feel like you can get a kill, even though you feel, you probably won't. Why? Because you have to land everything perfectly to get a kill, and only if you can get a kill, you can get out. But if you miss the dash, you essentially you die 100% of the time. Yeah, but what if Proper did? But the thing is, there's no problem with saying Proper is mechanically better, therefore he would get away with it. However, I actually don't even think that Proper would have gone for that play.
I don't get
Alvicets wouldn't have gone for that play.
it, dude. I don't get it. I think you've fucked yourself up, bro.
You fucked yourself up by being hard stuck diamond for a long period of time, and then you contacted the Awkward to tell you something that you've been doing wrong for a very long time. So how did you fuck yourself? He played like this. He played like this until he met me. That's the problem. That's the problem. Like what he's saying now is not even in the coaching session.
Awkward is pathetic.
Bruce, keep up with
He
15
thinks
months.
just
Appreciate it, man.
because he goes to the gym, he's the best human on earth.
This is sad. I think you were playing really good in that VOD I've watched.
Alvicets is the closest to reaching the potential of Genji, yes or no? Alvicets is by far, by a large margin, the best Genji player ever in this game.
I think you had good ideas.
By a large margin. Like, it's not even close. There's no one that is even remotely close to being as good as Alvicets in this and on Genji in this game. Not Proper, not any of these Koreans. No.
You didn't even dash there. You were.
What about
playing
Kevster? Alvicets is way better than Kevster on Genji, and I think that even Kevster is going to admit that. Why isn't he in pro play then? Because he probably doesn't want to be pro, I guess. Just because somebody doesn't play pro doesn't make him worse than pro players. Kevster is better on Tracer? Oh, that's for sure. I think that Kevster might be one of the best Tracers of all time. I know, like, at his peak, he was amazing. But I think that, like, there might be some Koreans who are better, but I don't really watch Koreans that much.
You were dashing when they were low, and you were also dashing to do damage and get kills. You were doing a really good job. I really think
Shatter
that
2K, not even
whatever
close, bro.
advice you
I like Shatter, but
took
they
away
not
from
even
that
close.
VOD review, I think hurt more than helped. And I'm not saying I have no beef with Awkward or anything.
Bro, that's not true. I have no beef with Awkward. He kind of said some stuff about me on social media before. I wouldn't say that he has no beef with me. I have no beef with him.
But from my experience, I really don't think you should only use your dash as the last HP. And then he's telling you to only melee when they're low. That's not always true.
Yeah, but when the fuck did oh my goodness, bro. When did I ever say always? That's the problem. I think he's getting caught up. He's like in his head. It's like 100% of the time. You know, that's the problem. 100% of the time. As I said, I'm gonna say this one last time. Nothing is 100%. However, over 90% of the time, you don't want to melee people when they're not low. Over 90, 100, like 90% of the time. Why? Because it has a long animation that would be way better to just use one of your attacks to do more damage. That's all.
You saw yourself getting kills with dash, didn't you? Or not dash, with melee. You dashed the soldier, did damage, melee, and killed him. And then, the thing is, I want you to remind yourself that just because someone's GM doesn't mean they know what they're talking about.
Bro, stop calling me GM. Stop. You know what? I'm willing. Listen, I'm willing to take the slander. I'm the worst coach on the planet. Don't call me a GM player. Dude, last time I was GM is when I fucking started playing the game in season 3, okay? Let's not get ourselves here.
You fought against him about some things. He said you should only use melee when they're low. And you said, well, I thought that would have been a good melee. And I thought it would be a good melee too. You said that, well, I thought the fight was over, so I was going to do something crazy. I preach that constantly.
Yeah, but the problem is that I also said it, but I didn't watch it. I also said, yes, it was the correct play to do at that specific time. However, it's kind of like it just keep hammering down your bad habits. So you shouldn't do that even when it's the correct play, because you want to make sure you're playing 90% of the time correctly and then focus on playing the other 10% correctly. I also said, but he didn't watch that part of the pod.
You need to make something.
But also a good coach wouldn't say, listen, bro, the exception to the rule was correct, when he's trying to teach you how to play 90% of the time. He would not tell you it's wrong to do. He would tell you stop doing the bad habit.
Thing happened. And that's what you tried to do. And he disagreed with you every time. Here's the thing. I don't tell you guys to do things just because I'm trying to prove I know what I'm talking about. I tell you guys to do things when I see you actually need to do something better. And I'm not going to lie, dude.
I don't understand that sentence.
2 soldier kills made you look like
I am not. What did he say?
Buddy, you saw yourself getting doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. That, well, I thought the fight was over, so I was going to do something crazy. I preach that constantly. Do things just because I'm trying to prove I know what
I am not telling you to do things just because to prove you that I know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. I tell you guys to do things when I see you actually doing better.
And I'm not going to lie, dude. Those 2 soldier kills made you look like a master's Genji.
Have you played against this guy before and beat him? Yes, but that doesn't... Just because you play against somebody doesn't mean that you're better, you know? Like, even if I beat him in a 1v1 or beat him in pro play or anything, doesn't mean that, like, doesn't... It's essentially, it's not a 1v1 game.
You're right. I agree with you. Your take about being a master's Genji was 100% correct in the beginning of that VOD. I don't understand what happened at the end of that VOD.
Oh, he's watching?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Winnable?
I think you're just overthinking now, and you're so slow. Wait.
What? That wasn't slow.
Do you see how fast you're playing?
Oh, that was...
It's like, I don't know what like, were you on caffeine? Were you on caffeine here? Why are you so slow now?
That was a nice blade.
Also, wait a minute. Never mind.
And you definitely don't want to fight a Reaper close range when he's pocketed. It's not a favorable matchup for you. Dash out. You know, Spilo. I could say something. That is not true. You should fight a Reaper and be confident, bro. Like, come on, man. Trolling.
I love that. What?
I love that. He dies half a second later. Use your dash, and then you have no point to
No, shut up! That was good, dude. You almost got him. No. Dude. Okay.
Okay, he gets him, and then what?
He
Still loses the
says
fight.
you use your dash and now you have nothing. But the only reason you almost killed him is because you dashed. What? Look, the point is he wants you to only dash when they're 1 HP. But the thing is the
No,
reason
that's
you're
wow. How is that the conclusion, bro? How is that a conclusion? No, you want to dash when you're very likely to get a kill. You don't want to dash into full HP people because that's exactly what's gonna happen most of the time.
hitting them to what
You dash in and then you
HP
die half
is
a second.
because of your good this is good. That was a perfect melee.
Perfect.
See what I mean?
Perfect.
No ammo. No.
Perfection.
Oh no, dude, that was good, man.
Nice wall climb. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it's no red.
That was good. Dude, those were good mechanics. You had a great idea of how you should use your combo. You dash, right click melee, you right click dash melee. You're doing a really good fucking job.
There with a dash. The end because audio from the video is kind of low. Okay. I have a question. When you 7 deaths per 10 is good. Amazing. Touch the point there with a dash at the end, because Ramatra couldn't. Why did you click deflect?
I mean, why do you click deflect? It's a 1v5. It doesn't fucking matter. There's 8 people shooting at you.
You know what's crazy about this sentence is that he doesn't hold what he just said to the same standard. So I asked, why did you click deflect? He said, it's because the 1v5, there's no chance anyways. But no, like when there's 5 people on point and you're dashing into a Kiriko, even if you kill her, it doesn't matter. So why is the dash good? It isn't good. By the same standard, it isn't good. That's the same. Like if you just use the same standard, just applies it. Why you use the cooldown, it doesn't matter. But if you use your dash and you get a kill, it still doesn't matter, but it was good. The reason why I point these things out is because they are the way this player plays is fundamentally wrong, and I have to call him out for the mistakes that he's making.
It didn't matter if you deflected.
It wouldn't matter if you got a kill with a dash. But like I'm not. I'm just using his logic against himself. I don't. It's not why I call out the deflect. Yes, it wouldn't matter if you use deflect or not, but it boils down to using deflect for no reason. And when you use deflect for no reason, it doesn't matter if the situation was called for or uncalled for. You should use your deflect when you're full HP, when people are not even shooting at you.
Right for a reason. Angle,
Here?
I don't have an
Here. This is an off angle. What you're doing right now is an off angle. Apply, it's fine. Get closer. You have deflect. Get closer. You +1. You have deflect. Like here on the Reaper, you could have dashed, for example. Here, double jump. Let's go. Boom. Pressure. Fantastic.
I think it's
Reaper,
just.
you could have dashed for
I don't have beef with him. I don't have any beef with Awkward. Chat,
that's
what
good
do you want
to
me
hear.
to say? I think he's wrong. I think I'm right. What do you want me to do? Want me to lie?
Well, you have. If you think you're right and I'm wrong, you have to logically explain why you're right and why you're wrong. But all he has explained why dashing is good because good mechanics, well, you gotta kill. But that's not really an explanation. You have to explain why dashing into full HP people is good. But he's not gonna come up with a good example besides if you can somehow kill them when they're full HP with a dash 180 and right-click melee, then it's good. But how often do you actually get a kill with dash, right-click, melee, 180? Almost never.
What do you want me to do? This is how it is.
Because it was. Really
I don't see any good Genji players playing this way.
low HP. Could have killed him with a dash.
Like even 2fix in chat. Go watch Alvacate or any good Genji player. They always use dash to do damage, not only for confirm.
That even if you watch Alvacate, that is not true. And the reason why I know that is because I've played with Alvacate and I watch Alvacate so many times to learn how to play Genji. But you have to understand something about Alvacates, just how you would know something about Necros. When you play mechanically demanding heroes on stream, you obviously are doing stuff for social media. So you're doing things that look cool for social media, like going into full HP people, dashing 180 and try to get the kills because it just it just looks cool for the stream and cool for the highlight. It doesn't make it a good play, however.
Kill. You should You should never.
And you know, Alvicets would admit that, and Necros would admit that, or anybody who like makes highlight videos on Genji. I think Hiku is his name. He was also this. Yeah, style points exactly.
You should never make a rule for
But you see,
yourself.
you went closer in front of the enemies. Notice how you didn't take a single piece of damage.
Never. I'm only gonna dash the.
Okay.
You did a neutral third party.
Interesting.
It's okay, go.
Ah, fuck the neutral third party. The third party is me being right.
Apply pressure. right clicks. Apply could be right about many things. However, this bot, he was absolutely wrong. Good. Fantastic. Good confirmation. You have no cool. I mean, he was. I think we agree on most things, but about the things that he disagreed with, for the most part, it either were out of context or when he just skipped about me talking about things.
Right there, he said fantastic. I hated that. You wanted to be Necros there, and you wasted your second dash. For a guy that's trying to get you to use your dash better, he should have told you to not go for an instant 180 dash, but take your time here and actually look for another cooldown.
I mean, he's actually right. Yeah, I think that he should have been a little bit more patient, but he tried to do some style points, and I can't expect people to play perfect. But yeah, Apply is actually correct here. I think that the better play would have been to pause for a second and try to get a kill, but he obviously tried to get cool points.
Three resets here, but instead you
He's right.
think you're Necros, so you dash instantly far away
With that, I agree.
from the Kiri, and now you're chasing the Kiri.
But I think I said good on the dash on the Reinhardt because it was low HP and just confirmed the kill. But,
you shoot the Kiri.
but with that, I agree with Apply. He should have paused. He could have maybe killed the Reaper. With that, I...
Do the Reaper.
Get back. I don't disagree with that. Fantastic.
Dude, you
that's
look
what I'm talking
so
about,
much better here.
Yes, you're doing so much better here because you're actually dashing into people who are low HP like this Mercy. And Ferry would have been dead. I'll just kill... What is that? Oh, it's his fucking subscribers, huh? Nice.
Oh, but now he's in your head.
Yeah, he should have dashed.
You know damn well you would have killed that Kiri
Yeah, and even by mass jumps, he should have dashed there.
if he didn't tell you to only dash when they're 1 HP. You could have got...
What? When did I say you should dash in 1 HP? That is so disingenuous. Come on.
I could tell in your eyes you wanted to bite that guy like the rabid pit bull you are.
Keep applying pressure. Yeah, he should have dashed. By my standards, he was within the range to get a kill. Yeah, here's a good dash. Yeah.
So why don't you dash here?
They use next time you either die or just get out. Usually getting out is the better. Why didn't you dash here? Because sometimes you don't play perfect. Could have just dashed into. Why do you think you died? Why do you think you died?
I was low HP while blading.
But why? Why? How did you get to the low HP while blading?
Because I was shooting in front of them, in front of like 3 people.
Listen, your dash initially, you went through the entire enemy team and ended up behind them. You know what you did after?
What?
Dash back through them exactly where they were shooting. And that is precisely why you died, because you literally dashed into where they're shooting and didn't even intend to shoot you.
In my opinion, what went wrong in that fight was that you didn't look for a second reset. In my opinion, you get a really good reset here, right? You kill the Kiri here.
Yeah.
Your goal, you're Ryan. The goal here should be to get a kill, not I'm gonna dash people.
With that, I agree. I agree. Here, what he should have done is try to get a Kyrie, but instead of what he did, which is, well, I just pointed it out, that I just said he just dashed through a bunch of people.
Who are you dashing? Right here, I would prefer for you to, exactly, Muhammad said it, one tap the Kiri. Don't dash through all of them, because if you dash through the Kiri, then you have to chase the Kiri again. Why not just dash down at the Kiri like you've been doing the whole game?
Yeah, well, I agree.
Really good. And then plop your blade.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. That is what I said. Hello? The reason why you died is because you were in a good position behind them, and then you decided to dash in front of them and take a bunch of poke damage.
So she has no Suzu. I just think, overall, I think you looked way better when you were just looking.
Maybe he doesn't disagree with me, but that seems like he was basically saying what I said.
Really good kills with your dash and with your and doing damage with it. Now you just look slow. Man, you're just jumping around. Right click here, right click there. It's like you're a flower girl at a fucking wedding. Right click, right click, right click. Before, right click dash 180.
Apply doesn't like you, so he has a hard time agreeing with you. I don't mind that he doesn't like me. I mean, he said he doesn't. He said he has no beef with me, but I don't think that's true because he did say some stuff about me on social media before. But I think maybe he just did it for the chat, for the lulz. But most of the things that I think we agree with, but I think it would be very hard for us to disagree because obviously Apply is a higher ranked player and I'm a higher ranked player. The only beef that I have with Apply is that he is calling me a GM player. Bruv.
Headshot.
The last time I played Overwatch consistently, I hit Champ 2 on 2 accounts. Champ 3 on 2 accounts. Don't call me a fucking GM player ever in your life.
Melee kill. Fuck, like, you were doing a great fucking job. You were confirming so many fucking kills. Now you're just throwing shurikens everywhere. And I don't really care if you disagree with me or anybody else. I think that you looked a lot better when you were looking to be a DPS carry. You went from a carry. You were getting the kills on the carry. You were getting kills on the soldier. You were the one getting the kills. Now you are a support player. It's like you're waiting for your team to do something, so then you could dash, right?
What happened with Gaming for Hope? Somebody said something. Gaming for Hope did Gaming for Hope like do with Apply, and he was like Gaming for Hope was talking about me. Is that after the session we had with Gaming for Hope? I think the session that I had with Gaming for Hope was really really good. I actually think that Gaming for Hope played really well in my coaching session. What they do after is yeah.
Because you're worried about dying. But what about you getting kills? You went from
Your session was really great, but the streamer forgot what to do. That's what happens a lot of times, and that's some like I didn't want to point that out to Gaming for Hope. I didn't want to point it out because well, he's doing his own content, and obviously all these collabs are good for him. So I'm not gonna tell him, hey, listen, don't just talk to other people. But there's a very very big problem when you seek advice for so many people. It's very difficult to focus on something, right? So, like, if you come to Awkward for coaching, for example, I expect you to, at the very least, listen to me until you maybe feel, okay, listen, what I'm doing is not working. But you should give it a little bit of time. Like, I would try, for like a month. If you're getting coaching with me and you're like, try what I'm telling you to do for a month, and if it does after a month you feel like this is not it, then you can seek another coach. But if you just like do coaching session with one guy and then like 2 days later you do with another guy and then 2 days later another guy, I think it's just like very counterproductive in my opinion. And that's not with Overwatch, it's literally with everything. Don't seek advice with so many people. Just try to find one that you like thinks knows his shit. Stick to it for a little bit. See if it works out. If it doesn't work out, by all means you can quit.
dying a little bit. I need to drink water.
Gaming for Hope mentions your name and Apply looks annoyed and tell him to stop mentioning you. Why? Why?
Bit to then not getting any kills. Does Awkward play Genji at all, chat?
I have a Genji video. I mean, do I play Genji? I do, but like, no, not consistently. I'm not a DPS player. I can play DPS. I wouldn't call myself a DPS player. Could I hit really high ranks on DPS? Yes, and I have. He said something about Gaming for Hope referencing your mindset. Like, what? Don't blame your team? What is my mindset? Yeah, I literally say hold yourself accountable. Don't blame your team. Try to figure out what he could have done better and try to do better. Weird.
No?
Is that bad?
Not a man.
Please. Okay, that's so disingenuous. He obviously knows me and he knows what I play. Is Awkward even a DPS player? Let's not pretend like you don't know what I play. Let's not pretend like you don't know who I am. Come on. Do me a favor.
Listen, chat.
Come on.
Listen.
I don't like the whole I don't. What does he play? Does he play DPS? I'm just asking questions. Not blaming your team is hard sometimes. Yeah, nobody's perfect, and I think we all slip up. But it's about the idea of catching yourself doing so. Like, shit, I'm blaming my team. I am frustrated. I am mad. But let's just like let's see for a bit what I could have done better because blaming my team. I'm obviously not perfect. I will do that, but I want to really get good, and I want to ask myself what I could have done.
I didn't have a very long career in the Overwatch League. One thing I do know is that the couple of clips I had in the league was Genji. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What what kind of argument is that? There are a few highlights of me killing people with Genji, therefore I'm like great Genji. Is that like what is that? I have clips of me sleeping Genjis with Ana. Like, therefore I know about Genji better.
So I don't know if you want to listen to me. If you
Come
wanna
on,
listen
that's
to
that.
whoever.
Look, I don't mind people disagreeing with it, but at least, I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but at least like come make logical arguments. You look so much better. You should have dashed 180 melee kill. You have good mechanics. Is not a logical argument as to why you should dash into full HP people. That's you know. Can I post a link to the Gaming for Hope thing? Yeah, sure. Let's watch that. But yeah, I have nothing against Supply. I don't know. I mean, I have nothing against the guy. He obviously was a pro player. He's a good player. I have no problems with him. I'm not gonna disrespect people without ever speaking to them unless they did some dumb shit. And you know, doing stuff for giggles and doing stuff for giggles in this chat, not something that is like bad. No, it's not. It's not that. Wait. I'll give you a permit. Permits. Maro, give me a second. How do I type your nickname here? Here we go. Wait. Fuck, I fucked up. Wait. I can't. Why doesn't it work? I don't know.
But that's up to you, big dog. Now, let me try to help you here. Let me try to help you. Hold on.
Oh wait, it works. Okay, wait.
Something that
Wait.
I'm looking for a good VOD.
Okay. Do you guys see this? Do you see this? Oh, never mind. Probably don't see this, right? Okay. I mean, we kind of get it. There's no point to kind of go back and forth with this.
something that a lot of you have tried, and even Awkward has mentioned in content that I've seen
Bro, please stop using awkward as an example.
from him.
Why? I mean, why would you stop using me as an example? Please, like one logical reason.
He's very big on that. It's one of the biggest things that he talks about. Taking accountability for your gameplay or for your life in general. It doesn't matter what circumstances hit you. Of course, you can't
What?
be at fault for all your
Please don't mention taking accountability for your own life and for your own gameplay and not blaming your team.
circumstances.
Please don't mention that on my stream. Come on,
But
man.
you can take responsibility for how you receive them and how you respond to them. So, are some games losses that were not my fault? Sure. But that doesn't matter, is the point. I can only take responsibility for what I can control. And at the end of the day,
Somebody said awkward the KKK and apply all in one video.
the valid point that many people have made
Do
is
you
that
think I'm gonna have a positive impression on this guy's life?
if I can't solo
Positive impression this guy. Why not? Like, why? Like, why would you have a positive impression of this guy's life? He's married. He has 3 children. I mean, is considering he's a plat player, the amount of traffic that he gets on YouTube is not bad.
carry a platinum
Like, a positive impression of who? Like half of the Overwatch League players who caught talking to minors and messaging minors and sending unsolicited pic to minors. Come on, man.
game, or in the case
Just
of
watch the
Big
video on
Fist
the right. This one, yeah, I watched. I said I watched some of it. I haven't watched this entire. I haven't watched this much. I'll tell you for that much. I think I skipped.
video,
That's why
I
I
think it
showed.
was bronze and silver games. I'm nowhere near OWCS, which
Oh, with the VOD part, I saw that he's like blaming his team as being passive aggressive about it. Sure, but you know that happens to everybody. Let's not care.
by the way,
You don't think so? You think I have a net negative effect on this guy's life? You think so?
Oh wait, is he?
no, I'm not ignorant to that. But
Look at the timestamps. Yeah, I saw a picture of that. But bro, like, you know what what I don't get is why is he even bothering? Like people call him a part of the KKK and shit. Why is he even bothering responding? That is so goofy. That is so goofy. Like, do you really need to prove that you're not a part of the KKK? Like, isn't it like when you accuse somebody of something, you need to prove you need the burden of proof is on you. He's getting views. Fair point. Fair point. You know what? Go on. Yeah, you're right. Gotta clear your name. Well, you don't. What? You need to clear your name when you're like obviously accused of something with proof. Just because somebody says you're a part of the KKK, it's like you know, okay, so prove it. People dox them. That's so sad, man. You see, that's why I like to keep my private life private. I don't want people messing with my family and friends, right? Because that shit gets personal. I am not the kind of guy who's like, oh my god, I'm getting doxxed. Bro, like I'm not a bitch ass dude. I'll tell you this much. I would easily walk if somebody's talking shit or something, you think I'm a coward? I would show up IRL. I'll ask him, can you say it again? In front of my face, not in front of the computer.
It was a good point. I justified the soft blaming of my teammates for way too long. And what I mean by that is that I didn't outright cuss them out or flame them or get
And like
angry.
I don't care if people say some talking smack online, it's like whatever. But like when it's family and shit and personal life, that gets a little bit of like out of that's like crossing a big boundary.
And slam my desk like
what
the
would Apply
majority
do?
of very popular content creators do across the space. This isn't just an Overwatch issue. People love
All right, I
rage
mean that's
bait.
what he said. It's whatever. Don't mention awkward vibe because I don't know. Okay, whatever. I would like to watch this video together. I thought this video was amazing. Even if you never played 1.6, I thought this video was amazing. So now let's get to the Reddit section. I don't know if how many of you, what's up, Buddha? I don't know how many of you know about Overwatch University. It's basically a subreddit of people who are trying to learn how to play Overwatch. And essentially, I used to comment on this Reddit and I used to comment and try to help people. But I realized this subreddit, like 95% of people on the subreddit are just, are just people who are not actually looking to get better, but they're looking for people to kind of like, oh my god, I'm losing games. It's not my fault, and they try to find other people who would validate their feelings. So, and like becomes this little hive mind and echo chamber of people who will never improve in their life. But the problem is there's other like 5 to 10% of people who are genuinely want to get better, and they show up here as it's one of the biggest subreddit to learn Overwatch. It has 355K members. It's a lot. It's top 1% ranked by size. It's a pretty big subreddit. So, and there are people who show up here and try to get good, and then the people who are really, really bad at giving advice, and they have like a very bad perception of the game, give them advice. I don't know if they're I don't know if they're being disingenuous with trying to get people to be better, but as I've always said, misery likes company, and they don't actually want people to do better because that will prove that if somebody does better and I don't do better, I mean there's something wrong with me. The reality is, yes, there's something wrong with you if you can't win games. It's the reality. It has nothing to do with your team. You're the one that is just suck. You're the one that's just ass. Yeah, so can somebody tell me how I lost this game? We played our one game, I don't feel bad though. I know I wasn't the best. I'm actually high plat to low diamond, but I can't get out these gold lobbies. So I'll take tips help I can get, and generally don't want to be that guy that blames his team. I was stuck, and they also around my rank. I was the only gold one play, and the lobby went to diamond. Okay, this guy is actually trying to improve. So let's see what this guy commented. You mainly lost because you got too complacent after one round, beginning to round two. You got a quick team wipe early and on just spending downtime spraying, emoting, having a GG time. The enemy team always has fairly easy time capturing points. You guys are overextending. It costs you like round two at the end. You aren't contributing much to downtime by seeking out ways to pull enemy's attention. Because of it, you always go mid and are late to team fights and keeping your support from being always targeted. They pulled out a fairly decent cast to contest you, and you're very predictable. You're either main or fuck coming to tail the team fight, so he had easy shots and you spent a lot of time being able to pick up spoiler. Mercy will raise on cooldown, so if you spend the extra time camping bodies or keeping her in sight lines, you might be able to pick her a lot. Round 3, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if there's a TLDR on that. Okay, you're consistently playing flank heroes in mid main and spend a lot of fairly time poking at tanks when there are squishy, better targets for you to focus on. I'm not sure why you brought out Genji from Tracer just to run him mid AFK like you Tracy's bad thing. Your downtime is also spent further back on main for seeking out incoming enemies or trying to catch healers off guard. I thought maybe you wanted to catch the cast high nooning himself, but you spend zero time even chasing him. You lost because you thought it was going to be an easy game. I think overconfident bet target priority in a positioning set your fate here. Should we look how you run Tracer overall? So the thing is, all of this kind of is a lot of words, and I think that the only good advice here, if good advice here, considering if you actually like if that's the actual feedback, I haven't watched, so I couldn't tell you. You're consistent playing flank heroes in mid main and spend a fair time poking tanks. That's the only thing that was actual advice. You have problems. So that's one of the things that I hate the most about not only a subreddit but like general advice. You have where is it? You have bad positioning, overconfident positioning. What does it even mean? Because like most people say positioning, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Telling somebody you have bad positioning, it's like saying you have a white car. It's like, yeah, the car is white, but like, is it an Audi? Is it a BMW? Like, what, like, how much horsepower? It doesn't tell you what the what. It doesn't give you an indication of what the problem is or what that thing is. It's like a very general word. Positioning means I'll tell you. Positioning is cover usage. Positioning is distance management. Positioning is rotations. Positioning as a whole word doesn't mean a lot. When if let's say you're a Genji player, Madriu, 7.5 deaths per 10 minutes, and I say you have a problem with positioning. Okay. Okay. You know, like, that doesn't mean jack shit. Okay, these are okay tips. I don't hate it. I think for Reddit it's actually pretty good. Is counter picking considered bad? Back when I used to go in that forum, everybody said, yeah, counter picking is really good, bro. Like, you should counter pick, blah blah blah. That's specifically some swaps, but less than you might think, especially a high level plat. I believe the rank the dev said the highest rate of counter swapping. Yeah, that's why there's plat, by the way. At a certain point, having all the little details matter way more. Having good matchups for pros, not humanly possible to be so good on every hero. They pick 100% optimally. They have to beat other pros. They're better off their practice picks. That being said, a pool of 2.4 heroes is the most common. So some flexibility is required. A lot of heroes struggle very badly if they have bad matchup. Blah blah. Actually, I don't hate it. It's pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised. This is the most upvoted. That's very interesting. If you swap too often, you put yourself at disadvantage when it comes to ultis. This can be a huge issue depending on your role and how often you swap, but there's a lot of nuance. Basically, counter picking is important more so in rank. No, actually, no. It's actually not important whatsoever. I find it funny. The most upvoted comment is pretty good. But the most upvoted comment is actually pretty good, but funny enough, the second comment, which was oh wait, there's more. Depends. If you're constantly swapping and investing time to get a bunch of heroes, then counterpicking is probably doing you more harm than good. That's true. Yeah, these are pretty good comments. Surprise. Not bad. Not bad. One was this one was good. Diamond 1 DPS, but struggling in silver, not trolling. Let's see. Been playing Overwatch since 2018. With Tracerman, I've been consistently in the low range of high plat and high range of Diamond 1. How could you be low plat and Diamond 1 range? That's a big disparity. That's like 2 rank disparity. It's huge. Low plat, high Diamond? How could that even be possible? A rip stream? What happened to my stream? Stream is okay. What do you mean rip stream? Over the years? I mean, some seasons were inflated. I don't like to use the word inflated, but some seasons were like could have the ranking system was a lot more giving. Let's put it that way. I'm starting a new account recently. Place matches start me at bronze after game 1, and after place mesa, place level 3. It's where it's getting interesting. I'm getting wrecked, absolutely merciless. Rock 2 games, won barely. 2 games lost. Every game basically carrying. Unless I kill 4 or 5 enemies nearly every battle, I lose this in some player on your team issue. I'm not doing some solo ninja BS and overextending. I'm actually carefully trying to play my best, giving their tier respect. But it feels like I'm playing versus plat enemies with bronze teammates. I don't get it. It's really skill issue or some Overwatch environment placement glitch. You see, like people get into these like little controversies. Oh, conspiracy theories. Placement glitch, Overwatch environmental. No, bro. Like, how could you even say that you're high plat and you're losing in silver? It means that you're not high plat. It means that you, I don't know, like you probably played with your friends and they got you high plat. Like, not a single high plat low diamond would lose in silver consistently. Not a single player in plat would lose consistently unless they're boosted. Definitely drop the VOD, please. I need to witness this. I wonder if he didn't drop the VOD for some reason. How many games did he actually? Let's see. Why is he not sending a VOD? Everybody's asking for a VOD. He's like, I'm 45 and 5 every. But he's why is he not sending a VOD? I would be down to watch a VOD. Is this rage? Is this what they call rage bait, chat? Is this what they call rage bait? Is he rage baiting? Yeah. Rage bait. So yeah, this is Diamond 1 DPS, but struggling in silver. Not a single player in Diamond 1 would ever struggle in silver. That doesn't happen. Could you lose games in silver? Sure, but you wouldn't struggle. You would win the vast majority. So, Stadium, I don't care. Don't care about lagging. Free curl stream from bronze to gym. It can help you climb. Stop wasting thousands of hours like I did. Okay. Am I generally getting worse at the game? Lately, but you see, like it always starts like as a genuine question. What am I doing wrong? Am I getting worse? This, and then it's like, is it some environmental factor? Is there like some matchmaking glitch? No, dude, you are just ass. That's all. Lately, I've had a few loss streaks where I lose 10 games in a row, even after taking a few hours or daybreak when I lose more than 2 or 3. I never used to go on streak like this when I was learning the game. I originally switched from console about a year ago and started finally ranking up. Started low silver console, climbed to P2 on PC. When I switched, I was able to consistently hold around plat 2, plat 3 while only playing Widowmaker, but have started to play more Cass or Sombra when I know Widow can't work or I'm having horrible game. Widow can't work in plat. That's a little bit ridiculous. Widow can definitely work in plat the vast majority of the time. So you should really swap it. Even if it doesn't work, you should not swap because that's how you learn. Doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter who I play anymore because I will go on a huge loss streak that made me doubt I wasn't carried to plat by random teammates. I've generally tried so hard to get it off plat, just improve in general. Feels like I've tried everything just to still fail. I have posted VODs taking up to 1 week breaks. You shouldn't take 1 week breaks from the game unless you're like really don't want to play the game. But I think the 1 week is not great. Watch Spallo, aim train, watch Spallo. No problem. Watch Awkward, you'll get good. Aim train, got coaching, and do self reviews of my games. Nothing helps me anymore. I feel useless in my game, even if I match or high stats of my teammates. I've been trying for almost a year to improve, and I've hit my lowest rank in that time, gold 1. I don't want to blame my teammates because I know it's a me issue. Well, good for him. Whoa, self accountability on Reddit. Good stuff. I know I'm doing stuff fundamentally wrong in games if I think I'm doing good. I don't want to even be amazing at the game. Just want to feel like I carry my weight again. Okay, so I'd like to address this really quickly. When you are playing at a certain rank and you are playing at that rank for long periods of time, that is your rank. So let's say, I'll give you an example. Some people are like 90% of the season, they are in plat, let's say plat 2, right? Or like plat 2, plat 1. And then they hit diamond 5, and a few days later, they drop down to plat 2, plat 1, right? And they're like plat 2, plat 1 most of the season, they hit diamond. And then they say, I'm a diamond player. You're not a diamond player. You hit diamond. That's your peak. That's the highest that you've hit. But most of the time that you spend is in plat. Therefore, you're a plat player. So the problem with this guy is that he's at plat 1 and plat 2, and he's struggling because that's his rank. If you were significantly better than, if you were not significant, if you were better than plat, you would climb. If you're kind of like worse than plat, you will drop. But the fact is that he spends most of his time plat 1 and plat 2. He dropped to gold 1, but dropping to a certain rank also doesn't mean that it's your rank, right? Just how it wouldn't mean that you're a diamond player if your peak is a diamond. Your low peaks, if you drop from plat to gold, for example, it doesn't mean that you're getting worse. It just means that you had like not a good streak. You haven't played really well that day. You'll climb back to plat 1, plat 2 if that's most of the time that you spend the season. So you shouldn't worry if you de-rank. It's not a big deal. Just like how you shouldn't get excited if you like hit your peak. I'm a silver gold player in Overwatch, but consistently GMing rivals and carrying. Why so? It's just easier to climb in Marvel Rivals because you could just play way more games, and I think that the game overall is more forgiving to mistakes. But I think that generally speaking, just the ranking up is faster because you can play more games and you only have 3 divisions that you have to climb in on 5. Queue time is lower, games are significantly lower, and you only need 3 divisions in order to climb. What is considered a good death 10-minute ratio? Anything below 5.5, depending on rule. Tank should be below 5, in my opinion. Anything else below 5.5. Are you actually putting what you're learning into practice? It's a good question. I've been trying, but I don't know how to explain how frustrated and how depressed I feel when I can't do anything no matter what when I put it to practice. I've hit a point where I can't even think what I'm doing in games and just autopilot because of such stress I'm doing games now. I've taken breaks and come back the same way. I hate it. It feels like I'm smurfing when I play in mid-goal, but once I'm back to goal 2, plat 4 range, it's hell for me. I don't belong. You know what sucks? Is that he's like sharing, like he's pouring his heart out and he's saying, I'm stressed, I'm depressed, and people just downvote him, bro. Why do people downvote him? Come on. It's like, guys, I'm stressed. I feel like I suck. Downvoted. Games are supposed to be fun. Well, that is true when you're playing competitive games. They're a little bit more stressful. And also, when you don't do good in competitions, you feel bad. Yes, welcome to the nature of anything that is competitive. Games are supposed to be fun. Yes, but competitive games are also supposed to be competitive. And it's like kind of offsets the fun. It's fun to be competitive for competitive people. It sucks to lose. Nobody likes losing. That's why it's stressful to lose. And people feel like shit when they lose because they feel incompetent when they do. Is he reading chat? Of course I'm reading chat, Chego. Downvoted. Diamond 5 Hog. Just want some review of my games. I know what to improve and what to see I can get to a higher rank. Bleaching Tower, I feel like I did quite good, but also can tell it's made some mistake and be improved on. Should I look at this VOD and see if the people who give good advice? Should I look at this VOD chat? Of this VOD hog? What did he review? Let me see what this guy reviewed. Let's see if he's actually correct. So I started with the Route 66 hog friendly map and figured since there are 2 hogs, you have to be that one that lost. After watching losing hogs for sure. I mean, Hog is pretty sleeper. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, Plat 2 Ana direct from Diamond 1 just can't win anymore. Would you advise to use overbuff over statistics in order to use the average damage number? No, you have the game. You can just look at your profile. I'm at my wit's end. I generally don't know what's going on. I took 2-week break from playing support to focus on DPS. I come back and I can't win a single game anymore. I can recognize the games where I was clearly lacking in performance, can VOD review them and improve from it, but I keep having games like these when I'm just at a loss. Please tell me what I need to do in my games. I know stats don't matter, but I generally keep up with healing and always do a ton of damage. Let's see the stats. Oh, the classic. Let me show you one game that I performed good. One game that I performed good. Therefore, for some reason, every game's like that. Happy to help, Coke Val. Bruv. Let me show a screenshot that I do amazing, which, by the way, isn't that amazing considering the rank. It's good. It's above average, but like he has the lowest kills, which on Ana it seems natural, but somebody that plays way better than everyone else, I expect to have more kills. Damage is okay. It seems like it was a very long game based on the other people damage, but you know, a lot of it could also be on the tank. Let's see what everyone else saying. I watched most of the replay, and your gameplay is just typical plat Ana. You do take a bit more aggressive angles than most plat supports, but your cooldown usage is atrocious. Sleep and Nade are always super powerful, just throw them down a lane into full HP opponents. If you repeatedly use sleep down a lane hoping to randomly hit someone, nothing happens because the enemy is far from any danger, and then you don't have the cooldown when you actually could use it to secure a kill or save yourself for a teammate. Same with Nade. You do take aggressive angles, which is pretty good, particularly with the enemy team lets you do that, but then just chuck your nade across the map and hope something happens. On the second round, onwards become particularly egregious. You naded foolish HP or Risa multiple times, who of course just fortifies and easily survives. You also hardly use it defensively, which is, by the way, using defensive nade is not good, which could be help you save your teammate a few times. If you hit your nades, by the way, and hit purples, most of the time you don't even need to heal people because they're not gonna take so much pressure. You need to have purpose with your cooldowns. Ana, you take way too long to recover, just spam them like that. Save nades, save people who actually secure kills. I'm getting conflicting advice of cooldown usage. When I was into the game, I was told to be proactive with my cooldowns and use them whenever I happen to create an immediate advantage rather than saving them in hopes that my teammates create advantage to capitalize on. Same way, so he's correct. You should be proactive with your cooldowns. However, that doesn't mean that throwing it on a full HP tank. And by the way, when it was showing his scoreboard, what did I say? He's probably shooting the tank a lot to farm damage. Bruv. Okay, actually, let's look at the bot. I wonder. Let's look at the bot. So this guy said that the cooldown usage is atrocious. Let's find out what this guy's problem is. Should we look at this bot, chat? Should I look at this guy's bot? What do you guys think? Give me a second. Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's look at this guy's VOD and see what Mr. Plateau Amero lost that posts a screenshot of him shooting and healing a lot. Oh shit, I have to update the game, but it's alright. I feel like good games are better to use than bad games for low mid elo because it's bad games pretty obvious what did it poorly. You should use just an average game. Average game that your deaths are not significantly high, significantly low, anything like that. Just an average game. So we're about to look at this. Give me 1 second. I'm updating the game really quick. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, hello. Why these random people get free VOD reviews? Well, because I think it's interesting content. Yeah. Yeah, just by looking at the stats, I can tell he's probably shooting a tank. Although he's probably chucking his cooldowns on like on things that don't get advantages, like how he said, mostly on the tank on a full HP tank. So yes, just because you have your nade, you want to use your nade. However, doesn't mean that you want to hit the full HP Orisa with all of her cooldowns. All of a sudden, everybody needs a VOD review. All right, we're at 60%. We're at 60%. Let's move on forward with this. Come on. Come on. Uh, 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 chat, I have a question. Do you need permission to watch Overwatch stream? Do you need permission from Blizzard or something to watch like a pro play in Overwatch? Because if you do, I don't have it. Could be good. Yeah, I thought you need like to be a partner. But I think there are games today, right? I haven't watched Pro Overwatch in such a long time. Could I? I know there are Marvel Rivals game, but since we're like in the topic of Overwatch, might as well just, How do you feel about the Middle East Saudi servers in Overwatch. The players seem to have no idea what they're doing. All compared to you, I don't play Middle East servers, so I don't know. All right, we're logging in, chats. We are logging in. Overwatch only drops. Who cares? Ba-doom. Ba-doom. Your out of coaching videos brought me out of plat now. Masters 5. Thank you. Happy to help. I think permission only applies to live broadcast. No videos after the fact. Wait, live broadcast. They're supposed to be games, right? Log into the game. Whoa, whoa, so cool. New season. Wait, if it's a new season, maybe his VOD got deleted. Shit. It's not good. Okay, it's here. Perfect.
Ready for battle.
Did you look at the VOD? No, I didn't look at the VOD. I didn't look at the VOD. Look at this guy's VOD though. I'm assuming that's wait, what was his name? Ah, that is me? Okay. Ah, here. LFG something. Well, we got the guy from Reddit on here. Already can tell you. Not enough damage. How could you possibly know that? First 1 second, hiding and healing full HP targets. I know there's not enough damage, probably. But, well, you know, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. No reason to heal a tank.
That must sting.
Nading the tank. Full HP tank with a shield. Not going to do much. So, even before observing, what did I say? Probably shooting the tank too much. And probably using his nade on things that get low value, like full HP tank with cooldown. Sleep was alright. Don't mind. Don't hate it. Was it great? No, but it's better than nothing. No reason to heal that hazard so much. Two were good. What you should do here, go left side, create an off angle, bam, 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 bam. Kiriko shoot, throw nade here, but we're gonna find out what's gonna happen. Okay, I like it. I like it. I already like it. Oh, that sucks. I mean, it was a good play. The problem is that you decided to use a sleep instead of a nade before when the shield was not looking at you. Here, they don't look. Grenade. If you hit a nade, if it Hanzo one time, it probably dies there. If it would have some nice follow up. Now you need to heal. I like the angle though. Nice angle. See that was good. That was good. That's value. That's value. The problem is they're playing very very passive. You hit a good nade, enemies are pulling back. What do you do? Stay in the same room. You're not doubling down the aggression. You hit a really good nade, you won't double down the aggression after good nades. He got Suzu'd, however, it doesn't matter. They go back, boom, you take this angle. Actually, you can even walk over here. But let's find out. This healing doesn't do anything. While you're walking, you can heal these people. Healing, 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 healing. So it's been a minute, and I think you shot the enemies maybe like 2-3 times, and most of the damage was on a tank. Not sure what you waiting, I guess. Okay, sleep here is good. You missed. Nade here is good. However, instead of nading a tank, you should have let the tank cross so he can't even shield you or do this and just throw a nade on the backline. Could have easily 3-tap. The damage, however, is good. Using cooldowns is kind of like, it's not a bad to use cooldowns, but all of your cooldowns but one was on the tank. That was good, but where's the follow-up damage? Come on, man. It was a good nade. Good nade, but you need to follow-up damage. Throw a nade and then... Oh, wait, why do I have the 5? I need to do these. Wait. Hey, here we go. Look at that nade. Shoot! Thank you. But, like, that was so late. Could have get a kill. So I can already tell you what the problem is. The problem is that in your mind, you do damage. However, you don't do enough damage. You also do damage. Like, you do damage for 1 second, and then you stop for, like, 20 seconds. That's the problem. And then gives you the illusion that you actually do damage. And most of your nades and sleeps, it's not even my team can't follow up on these nades and sleep. I would never advise someone to do something so his team can follow up. It's rather you hit the nade, you should be able to follow up. The problem is you use your nades and you can't follow up on anything because you either do it in full HP tank, or when you actually hit the nade on somebody, you're playing super passive, you don't even shoot. Like when you throw a nade and hit somebody, try to do damage. But you're spamming heals all the time. It seems like you're trying to keep everybody at full HP all the time, which is fundamentally not so good way to play. Your hazard's gonna be fine. Here, look, you don't heal the hazard. Look, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. See? Nade here is good. See? That's value. Hit the nade on a squishy, try to follow up with a damage. That is good. That is a nade. That is how you should play. Nano was alright. And again, you spam heals, you spam heals. This guy is nanoed. He has a block, he has half HP. By the time they kill him, it's gonna be fucking Easter again. Gotta follow up with damage. You healed him a couple times initially, but you see, you make an offensive play and you don't follow up on the offensive play. You hit a nade, you don't follow up with damage. You hit a nano, you don't follow up with damage. What was that? Sleep. 360 no scope. You see, you hit a nade and then you hesitate and then you damage, which is okay. You miss some shots, not a big deal. Do you not want to heal him unless there's armor? No, it doesn't really matter. Yes, armor is good, but you don't want to heal him every time he doesn't have armor. Because if you shoot at somebody that is a Winston jumping, the likelihood of getting a kill is very high. And then he can buy you way more time to heal him anyways. I don't hate the cooldowns, but again, you just see a tank, you throw it on the tank. Even if you hit the tank, okay, he's using a shield, whatever. You hit a nade and then you do what? So look, where's that guy? He was here in the chat. Are you still here? Redditor, you're still here, Mr. Reddit? You there? Okay, so do you notice that every time you throw a nade, but there's no follow-up? You're throwing a nade, but there's no follow-up. You throw a nade, you hit like backline, and then you just heal. So the idea is that you don't want to throw nades so other people follow up. Why? Because you can't trust on anybody to follow up on anything that you do. Every man is for himself when you're playing ranked, right? What at the very least when you use your cooldown, you should follow up on them. Every time you throw a nade, it's like you're doing this, team kill them, right? That's what you're doing. When in reality, you throw a nade, big hit, bam, 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 bam. Actually, like, don't think you're playing poorly. I like your angles. I like that, like, the aggressive angles that you take. I think this is way too aggressive. Don't get me wrong. Most of the time, you're right. See, that's value. You see, that's the plays that I'm looking for. I think you played it a little bit too aggressive. You got away with it because this is flat. However, I don't hate it. I think it was a good nade, and then you shot. And surprise, surprise, when you nade people that are not a full HP tank and you shoot, all of a sudden characters die. Do you notice? Do you notice, Fishit? Every time you nade people that are not the tank, that is full HP, it's okay to nade, by the way, a tank. But when he has all of his cool and his full HP, just the likelihood of kills is very low. Doesn't mean that you never throw a nade on a tank. But I like how you're being proactive with the cooldowns, but there's a very big difference to when you use your nade and you follow up, then you just like use your nade and expect other people to follow up. And there's a very, very big difference. Every time you actually follow up with a nade, you get so much value. Nice sleep as well. I was so scared you're gonna follow up the map. I'm not kidding. That was a rush nade. You panic naded, but got confused there a bit. But I like the angle. Nice. Bam. Bam. You see? Good. You don't worry about keeping everybody at full HP. That nade was good. Why? Because tank was low. And he saved him. Nice cover. You see, like, what I like about you... I have a question. When have you watched my videos? Be honest. Have you watched my videos? Shit. It seems like you did. But I don't have to lie to make myself feel better. Have you watched my videos? Have you watched my stuff? The fact that you're here kind of tells me that you have. Yes, they're the main videos that I watched when I was new. I can tell because you're taking off angles, you're using your cooldowns proactively, utilize natural cover, right? You're doing damage, you're doing healing. The problem is that there's a lot of inconsistencies. So like 3 fights, you throw an 8 on full HP tank and then go back to healing somebody that's almost full HP, right? And then you make a play where you throw an 8, hit 3 targets, follow up with a damage, they collapse, die, and then you win the fight. The problem is that you don't do it consistently. You do it one time, and then you do 3 times not so great. And that is why you're having like a really hard time ranking up, because you are when your plays are very good, when your plays are like when you make the right play, it's very good. It looks good, it looks great. Problem is you don't make that play consistently. So the 2 pieces of feedback is that you don't have to make sure that everybody's full HP all the time. You can do damage when you see that they're in danger, just heal them. What is danger? Good rule of thumb would say critical, but it's not always critical. And it also, if you have nothing else to do, it's fine to heal. We should always look for damage, and when people are in danger, you should heal them. Why? So they are not going to be in danger anymore. And number 2, it's good that you are proactive with your cooldowns. I saw somebody on the Reddit say you shouldn't use your cooldowns. Yeah, you shouldn't use your cooldowns on a full HP tank. Most of the time, you actually want to do in squishes, but it's okay to shoot at a full HP tank and throw an nade if you follow up on that damage. The problem is that you are occasionally follow up on your own nades. You expect your team to follow up on a nade. The problem is that you're throwing your nade when your team is not even up close. And even if they were up close, I wouldn't count on anybody to follow up on your nade. The only person that you can count on to follow up on your sleeps and nades is yourself. And that's every time that you throw a nade, you should be ready to follow up. You throw a nade on Kiriko, be ready to shoot. You throw a nade, even if it's full HP tank, make sure you shoot. Okay? So every time you throw an aid, make sure you can actually follow up. You should follow up. And number 2, overall, just more consistent damage, less healing people that are full HP. That's all, just more consistency. When I say consistency, I don't mean like hitting more shots. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying applying the same principles more often every fight. Not one time I'm gonna do damage from the off angle and the other time just gonna sit and heal my team. And that for sure will take you at least a diamond. You see, like the Reddit, the most of the feedback in Reddit, like some of it is good, but a lot of it is so kind of vague. You have not good positioning. Okay, but what does it mean? Wait, is there esports? Am I allowed to watch? Let's see. Overwatch esports, Overwatch 2 Asia streamers showdown. What do you mean streamer showdown? What are the good games? What are the pro games? Hello? It's stadium? Wait, aren't there supposed to be pro matches today? Give me a second. Did pro match become stadium game mode? No, I think it's just like a streamer showdown. It says here. 1 second. Should I play? Should I play a game of Overwatch? Why not? Haven't played in a long time. Not watching Rivals? Is there a game in Rivals now? Where's the game on Rivals? Are people play? Is there like a Marvel Rivals game? Marvel Rivals. Are they starting to play?
To copy some of the bigger strategist ultimates.
Can anybody watch the Marvel Rivals game or no? Somebody says no, somebody says yes. Don't want to get fucking banned.
People look at them going into this and we're like, okay, cap Psylocke. That's how we deal with that.
They haven't started. Oh wait, they're 2-0 already. What?
Too many other options, but in this case, utilizing the Captain America.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie. I find Marvel Rivals esports to be a little bit boring, but I also find Overwatch esports to be a little bit boring.
The backline forever. We did see some pretty.
Whatever. Seems like they're getting destroyed there, so I'm just gonna play. Let's play an Ana game or something. Who is online? Wait, I thought I thought there were some games today in Overwatch. I thought there were some games today. I was so positive. How good are you at Overwatch now compared to your peak? But I don't play that much. I mean, when I say I don't play them, I don't play at all. But I would say I'm not bad. Custom game in game. It means that he's playing or so. The custom lobby. Wait, there is the fucking esports. Hello? Where's the esports? Is Cloudy stream maybe? Wait, they're playing, bro. What? Overwatch. Wait, where's the esports? I think people are playing. SRPC. Cloudy is playing SRPC versus Wasp. What is that?
Awkward
Mad
is
Space, thank you for the prime, man.
pathetic.
Appreciate it.
He thinks just because he goes to the gym, he's the best human on earth.
He's gonna peek spawn, right? And then we're gonna
Just
both
speed in and I can dash on him.
Scrims? What did you say? It's Scrims? Dude, you know, listen, I have nothing against Cloudy, but this guy has played Overwatch before this guy was already a pro Overwatch player even before I started playing Overwatch. I remember he used to dabble in with Winston here and there, but this guy has been playing Overwatch since beginning and never quit, never stopped until now. He only just plays Reinhardt. I don't know how you could do that, genuinely. How could he do that? How could he just log in every single game, play for hours upon hours since 2016, just playing Reinhardt? That is insane. Find that to be insane. Oh, I wanted to watch that video. Shit. I wanted to watch that video. Whoa. Let me get some water. Be right back. I want to get some water and then show you this video. Oh, we're talking about this. I thought it was so cool, but I want to share. Genuinely, I want to share this video with you guys. Give me a second. Yeah, there you go. Let me get some water. Oh, I also have some positive news. So apparently, there was also a ceasefire. So it means the bombing has stopped. It means that I can't. I'm not gonna get bombed probably anytime soon. So that's good. I went from silver diamond all because of your videos. Thank you so much. Happy to help.
BKZ Gold B.
Dude, I watched that video. That video is so nice. Let's watch this. Even if you have never played 1.6 ever, it's a very interesting video. And two, if you have played 1.6, god damn it, that is gonna bring a lot of memories back.
Hop was created by Bulgarian mapper, Sprite,
released in 2006. It's the most famous bunny hop map of Counter-Strike 1.6. It has gained recognition and popularity within the Counter-Strike community due to its simplistic and straightforward design. Since the beginning of record-breaking runs on this map, achieving the world record has consistently hinged upon mastery of 4 critical stages, each demanding great
Can you guys hear it?
execution.
Is the set volume good?
A well-optimized route combined with as many perfect B-hops as possible. The more blocks the jumper can skip, the better. The climbing segment presents the second challenge. Generally, you have to stop on each block.
Have you guys played KZ ever? Do you guys remember KZ? Even in Counter like CS:GO or CS2, it exists, but CS 1.6 KZ, it's something that I swear to God, I spent hundreds of hours playing KZ. I used to get back from school, fucking KZ map, 3 hours to get back to the end of the map.
But over time, as players improved, they figured out how to hop through more and more of the blocks, saving time along the way. The third part would be the 208 high jump block. The block is easy with a normal long jump, but it's slower compared to B-hopping it without stopping anywhere. However, this is risky since it's at the end of the map, hence why out of 32 world records, only 1 ever had the block B-hopped. The final crucial part is the stairs section, where precision is key as the player must double.
I don't know if you guys know much about 1.6, but you could, so in 1.6, there was a thing called crouching. It was banned from tournaments because it was like a weird movement mechanic. So essentially, you would bind your crouch on your mouse wheel down. So every time you did this motion with your mouse, you would crouch. But because it's like an instant motion, you would crouch for a second. So you just like tick. You would like fucking fly for a second, right? And if you would press control with it, the velocity you gained allow you to go up on low ledges like this without making a sound.
Double duck.
So that's how they're able to climb this fast. Usually you would normally need to make a jump here because they're doing the crouch, the crouches with the mouse wheel, they're able to climb rapidly.
With precise timing. Achieving excellence in all 4 aspects would result in the perfect world record. However, many world records throughout history have been set by excelling in some areas while compensating in others, as it's challenging to optimize all 4 stages in a single run. The first official record set on BKZ Gold B-Hop was completed in the 23rd of July, 2000.
Do you see the number at the bottom? Do you see the number at the bottom where how it moves? You see that number? That is the number of velocity. Essentially, it's speed, how fast you're going. Maybe loud. Thank you for the prime. Thank you for the whole raid, man. I appreciate it. So that's your speed. If you notice how the guy is doing this motion with his mouse, do you see these guys doing this motion with his mouse? So I'm gonna explain briefly 1.6 movement, and it's gonna look ridiculous. So in order to gain more velocity in 1.6, the way you would do it is that you would jump, move your mouse left and right, and you would strafe with your keybinds with the A and D. So if you look left, you click A. If you move right, you click D. And that way, it would make this motion like you're a fish swimming, and it would make this motion, and it would make you gain more speed. Therefore, you could move you could go further with your jumps. It's called strafing, essentially. If you watch Attack on Titan, you know where this song is from. You know where the soundtrack is from if you watch Attack on Titan. The forest scene, yeah, no spoilers, guys. Don't spoil it for people who haven't watched it. But we all know that's where we knew Levi was the GOAT. So this is like the map. It's like the soundtrack as if he's maneuvering with the gear, you know? So you saw this took 1 minute and 50 seconds, right? Which was pretty fast. He did pretty fast.
After 2 days, Donacos lowered it by 2 seconds. B-hoppers across the world started competing, and the time of completion on gold B-hop started to get lower.
What game is it? Counter-Strike 1.6.
2008, Canadian jumper Bebo, who held the long jump world record of 255 units, joined the gold B-hop server.
255
He
unit
lowered the
jump is
record by
insane.
2 seconds, setting it at 1 minute and 36
Why
seconds.
do you have to shake the cam? I explained. Because if you move your mouse left and right and you click the strafe buttons at the same time, so you're like AD, 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 it gives you more velocity and you can jump further.
However,
so your bunny
this
hop
record
would be
lasted
faster.
only 9 days, as Bebo improved his own record by a second. One day I decided that I would try and compete with the top players. So I picked the most iconic map, BKZ Gold B-Hop, and tried to beat it. Initially, I beat it by a second. But I was disappointed by my run, so I went again to beat it by 2 seconds, which is what I was aiming at.
These are like the old world record holders for that
After
map.
setting the world record, Bebo was adamant that his record was not perfect, and that a sub 1 minute 30 seconds time is achievable. As the year 2008 draws to a close, new talent emerges from Argentina as Kunqui sets a record of 1 minute and 34 seconds. He achieved this by demonstrating greater speed in the final climbing section of the map, opting to bunny hop along the rope instead of running it.
I like how he's doing the comparisons between the players. Between the players. These are like the world record holders. He's showing the difference.
1 second improvement. On March 20th, 2009, the French player Hell made his debut on the map. However, just 5 days later, Kunqui responded by reclaiming the record. Hell again beats his gold B-hop rival and sets 1 minute 31 seconds. He improved the rope B-hop section by not stopping on any block.
Smart.
This approach will become crucial for achieving great world records in the future. I had a way of doing the KZ part.
Does
so I
strafing
knew I
still
could
work
beat him.
present day
I
CS?
linked
I'm pretty sure
everything
it
from the
does,
rope
but the bunny
without
hop
stopping at
mechanic
the
doesn't
corner
allow you.
and
Like
kept
it's very difficult and inconsistent to bunny hop in Counter-Strike. Usually you would not be able to make more than 2 hops. So I would say that not as in 1.6. Bunny hop in 1.6 was fairly consistent. You could just jump half the map with bunny
stays
hop.
untouched until 2010. In 2010, the timer was updated to count milliseconds. January 2nd, 2010, Finnish player Kelta made his
This
debut.
is 2 years, by the way, after the map has been made.
Milliseconds. 5 months later, Chinese player 26 lowers it by 20 milliseconds. 2 months later, the Danish jumper formerly known as Naps, KQB-MIG, enters the server and sets a world record of 1 minute 30 seconds and 89 milliseconds.
Long jumps also
October
work in
24th,
Counter-Strike too,
2010,
by the way.
The
They do work.
Bulgarian superstar
It's just the bunny hop doesn't.
SHNZ joins the race to claim the fastest time on Gold B-Hop, achieving a time that surpasses the Danes by 31 milliseconds. Since the beginning of Gold B-Hop, community have speculated whether completing it in under 1 minute and 30 seconds is possible. KQB-MIG's groundbreaking time of 1 minute 29 seconds, 96 milliseconds, made this speculation a reality.
They added limited velocity. Yeah, that seems, yeah. Was B-hop possible in 1.6 just by holding space and not timing? No, you can't hold space. You wouldn't bunny hop by holding space. But you would bind it to your mouse wheel. So you would like jump like this. And it would be very, very consistent. Because if you just did this, like 5 ticks of jump. And one tick would be bound to hit. So the bunny hop was very consistent if you just did the mouse wheel up.
However, a world record doesn't last long because SHNZ keeps grinding the map. In just 11 days, he beats it by 51 milliseconds.
That's crazy.
Setting a new time of 1 minute, 29 seconds, and 45 milliseconds. Time passed, yet the record
Was
set on the
multi-count
18th
jump,
of
duck,
November
duck, jump?
2010 still
So
stood strong
yeah,
in 2012.
we'll talk about the ducking in a second. We'll probably spoiler as we're gonna see in the video. It's gonna be a
March
mechanic.
13th,
I'll explain
2012.
this.
marked the moment when the Bulgarian legend
Just want some background on why I know about this. Before my esports days, my competitive gaming journey pretty much started 1.6. I used to play before, but the real competition started when I was playing 1.6. I started playing Counter-Strike 1.6 at around 2008. I bought the CD of 1.6. We used to be like a pirated version of 1.6, and there was like the real version 1.6, which was on Steam. And I remember I was like 11 years old. I was like begging my mom to buy me the real version. And we went to the fucking mall and she bought it for me. I might have the disc somewhere. I think she might have thrown it out. That was 2008. And I started playing, and my first tournament when I was like around 13 years old, I went to my first LAN tournament, my first competition. And back in the day, this is like kind of short version. Back in the day, like the way you see tournaments now, everything is set up perfectly. They have like all the PCs, the arena and stuff. Now that shit was non-existent when I used to compete. What we used to do, bro, we didn't even have back in the day, we didn't even have the flat monitors. We used to have the CRTs. We used to have these big boxes CRTs, and if you were ever like in middle school or whatever, you probably remember this big giant boxes screen. And the reason why these screens were good is originally they were the only screens who were running at 120 hertz. So you could get a flat screen, but the flat screens were like 60 hertz max. And the CRT, the big box monitors, used to be run at 120, and that's why everybody played on the 120. So we used to carry these big giant fucking boxes of monitors, and we used to carry our PCs. We used to carry our PCs in luggages, and we brought it into like basketball courts, and we set up a bunch of tables, and we used to compete.
was dethroned from his gold B-Hop record.
It's not as fancy as it is
Kelta
now.
re-entered the race after 2 years. I took a break because
history lesson
I had
about
some
awkward.
personal life stuff going on. I didn't have lots of time to play, but when I did, I wanted to take the record back. For me, Gold B-Hop is the most legendary map. The Finnish B-Hopper set a new time of 1 minute, 29 seconds, and 20 milliseconds. SHNZ eagerly accepted the challenge to break the record, but his attempt was disqualified because he used illegal custom models on the server. Although his run was legitimate, it violated the rules, rendering the demo ineligible. On August 2nd, Kelta improved his record again. This record holds strong
By
throughout
1
the rest
second,
of 2012.
that's crazy.
In 2013, the Chinese player Lin made headlines by shattering.
Oh, you remember that sound? God, like when he used to so you see these jumps, you see these units, essentially it's distance. When it says units, it's distance. So there would be servers and people would make world records on how far they can jump, and there was like a certain mechanic that would you gain max velocity and you had to strafe perfectly, like I said, AD with your mouse to jump. So this guy jumped, how many units was it?
Multiple world records in the jumping scene. However, suspicions arose regarding the legitimacy of his achievements due to the seemingly unrealistic nature of his records. All Lin's long jumping, speed running world records, including Gold B-Hop, was revealed to have been achieved through cheating, utilizing slow motion software.
Okay, the slow motion software, by the way, dude, it's Cheat Engine. Is anyone familiar with Cheat Engine here? Do you guys remember Cheat Engine? Does anyone remember Cheat Engine in here? Did anybody ever use that? So basically, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly if it's Cheat Engine. However, in Cheat Engine, you would have the option to do something that is called underclock. And what you would do in some games is essentially you would make your game run slower and almost like in slow motion. At some games, remember in Guns it was a thing, but that's kind of probably the mechanic they did in Counter-Strike. So when you slow down the game, you're able to make the strafes perfect. And that's what he's talking about.
Disqualification. As a consequence of his multiple fraudulent records, Lin received a lifetime ban from the community.
Damn, he got a ban.
2014, January 20.
2014, bear in mind, 6 years later, people are still trying to break the world record.
Kelta beats his own record for a third time and sets the time of 1 minute, 28 seconds, 15 milliseconds. This record had a new climbing section combo with a scroll duck to maintain.
Okay, so that's that. See, so you saw that move? You saw that little move? That's what, who was talking about it? Marek Seal. So that's the mechanic. You see how he jumps and then he
Scroll up.
does this slow crouch into the bunny hop. I don't know if you could see that here. He
This record
jumps.
had a new
Look,
climbing
he
section
jumps.
combo with a scroll duck.
You see? He talks about a scrolled up. So as I said, you could crouch with your mouse wheel down. And when you crouch with your mouse wheel down, after a long jump or a bunny hop, you could keep the momentum for a second. So what you would do is you would jump, crouch, keep the momentum into another bunny hop. So it's like bum bum
To maintain the
to
speed.
keep momentum. See? You saw that?
Here's a showcase of Kelta's 3 world record runs. As you can see, entering the climb, the world record run is slower than the previous submission. However, after executing the scrolled up combo here,
You see how he
quickly takes
surpassed
the
it?
lead.
Yeah.
And for the first time since 2009, the rope climb combo, originally done by Hell, is seen completed once more. Every run since then had some kind of variation for this combo. Every decent player is able to do every combo that it takes to beat BKZ Gold B-Hop. But the question is, how many are capable of doing those combos in a run? Not many got what it takes, because the more you want it, the tougher it gets. But in order to make the required effort, you have to desire it pretty fucking much. 2016, January 11th, SHNZ strikes back at his rival with a new world record. The Battle Run movie made by Corbin showcases an
task back
amazing
then? What
race
is
to the
task?
top between two legends.
Oh man, I'm getting fucking copyright striked on YouTube stream. Sorry. Damn, look how close they are. Oh, he skipped one. He did the B-hop, the crouch B-hop. That's crazy. Intense PvP, guys. Intense PvP. $184 hardcore, you okay? No, I'm about to die, bro. I think he got stuck at the end. At the crowd, he got stuck at the stairs for a second, half second.
SHNZ sets the time of 1 minute 27 seconds, 97 milliseconds. Taking a closer look at both records, it's interesting to note that Kelta is faster through the majority of the map. Rather than resorting to a scroll duck skip, SHNZ showcases improvement in other aspects of the climb.
I did that
However, even with these advancements, the Bulgarian remains in a trailing position. The turning point happens at the stairs part,
He got stuck.
where SHNZ
Yeah, he got
completes
stuck.
them faster, ultimately securing the lead. The reign of Finnish legend Kelta ends after 4 years of dominance.
4 years, bro.
Late 2018, Just Beat It, Christmas Challenge, event.
Do you recognize you recognize this guy? Does anybody recognize this guy? You guys remember this guy? You know who this guy is? Robs, yeah? Robs, the one of the best Counter-Strike players of all time, and he's now in Team Vitality, who have not lost a game in like 40 games now in a row. He plays for the best team, Team Vitality, in Counter-Strike. So Robs used to be one of the best HNS players. HNS in CS 1.6 was a hide and seek. He was a very, very famous HNS player. He used to be, basically, he was a movement guy. He was a movement guy in 1.6. He used to play HNS, used to play B-Hop maps, used to play KC. He was considered somebody who was very well known.
Event sponsored by Rops
That
features
community.
3 maps to beat.
Yeah, that's
2
the same
weeks
guy.
later, the challenge ends, but BKZ Gold B-Hop is still unbeaten. The prize pool gets bigger.
Which, by the way, he drops in Counter-Strike considered like he's considered to be having like to have one of the best movements in the game
as another member of community
because he has so much
contributes.
experience from 1.6.
Now it's 300 euros for a single map world record. 2019 January 24th. Serbian player Promax engraves his name into the history and beats Bulgarian's record, setting the time at 1 minute 27 seconds 80 milliseconds. The biggest talking point was about the climbing section of the map. As you can see, SHNZ is behind Promax while starting the climb. Everything looks exactly the same until this section. You can already see the Bulgarian catching up with B-hop combos. I asked Promax about his thoughts on the run. Yes, I did it slower, or to be more specific, safer, since I had pretty simple strategy on the map. I didn't practice stairs much, but at that point I knew I was a bit slower than SHNZ.
How do you become movement
so
god in CS? Everything
I
is hit scan and
just
there's no
full
shot
sent
timing
it.
to
So I
adapt
got
to?
a bit lucky.
It's just about like how you maneuver on the map. There are some jumps that are very difficult to make. There are some like, yeah.
Comparing these two runs, we can see that Promax is faster than SHNZ and reaches the climb section first. However, Serbian plays it safe and avoids important B-hop combos, allowing Bulgarian to catch up.
He could have actually been way better if he B-hopped that. Dude, I like how he did the comparison between the runs. So nice.
SHNZ break the world record against Kelta.
Slovenian flag instead of Serbian.
Promax completes the section quickly, catching up to even the race. With better strafes and B-hops, Promax gains a bit more speed, allowing him to clinch the close battle and come out on top. The Bulgarian, seeing his record beaten, comes back to the grind and reclaims it 4 months later by 27 milliseconds. Once again, the flag of Bulgaria is raised on the map, and community is thrilled of SHN's return to the top. In this run, SHNZ and Promax are almost even as they approach the climb. Bulgarian pulls ahead with his signature climb combos and takes the lead.
It's because he does the double B-hop. Wow.
Comparing this run to the previous one, we can see how much of an advantage SHNZ has at this point. (2020 March 29th). Chinese player Fan Zheng sets almost a never-seen sub-27 time.
I wanted to beat Gold B-hop world record. I couldn't stop playing until I beat it. I had OCD. I felt that. I must do it. I was obsessed.
Of course,
he
of course he was
I had
Chinese.
depression
Of course.
because of it.
Of course he was Chinese, bro. What's the name
After
of the
I
video?
finally did it-
Why speedrun records so hard to beat?
I felt relaxed. Finally, it's over, said Chinese B-hopper.
SHNZ and Fan Zheng arrive at the climb at the same time. Bulgarian, as in previous battles, finishes the climb section first. It's incredible how good he is at this stage. After the climb, Fan Zheng gains more speed and skips the first block. The Chinese player shows his fast bunny hopping and evens the lead. In the stairs stage, it's as close as it can be. But in the last part of the B-hop blocks, Fan Zheng shows an insane pace and speed.
You see how he has more
improving the world
velocity?
record by
He's
46
way faster
milliseconds.
because his strafes are way better.
I didn't think about recording BKZ Gold B-hop at first because I wasn't good enough yet. In March, Fan Zheng was trying to beat world record while streaming. Watching him try it, I got interested. Because I knew I can do it, I started grinding for a few days to beat it, said the Russian
Does it get
B-hopper.
faster than this?
Topo Vegas, a Russian HNS player that started climbing maps in 2017, took on the toughest challenge of B-hopping. When the world records list looked stacked more than ever, he shook the world and delivered his first entry to
That's
Gold
crazy.
B-hop high scores. A
That's
year later,
crazy.
he improves his own record by 14 milliseconds. But it's not enough.
Almost
In
by 1 second.
2023, March 17th, Topo gets this run.
Okay, I have to show this little detail so everybody understands. You see how he's starting the run sideways? You see how he's making the first jump sideways? It's because there was a specific angle that you could take in Counter-Strike 1.6. It was like somewhat horizontally when you were looking sideways. And by running that way, you would have more speed and more velocity. Like a 45-degree angle when you're looking sideways,
March
you would
17th,
get more velocity.
Topo gets this run.
So your initial jump would have faster B-hops. And also, like, when you sometimes... Wait. I did the crowd jump. That's so good. Oh. The movement's so clean. He did a double crowd jump into B-hop. That's an insane run. That's a crazy run. That's nasty. He doesn't miss a single fucking tick. Doesn't miss a single strafe. Nothing. Wow, that's disgusting, actually. You don't understand how flawless this is. If you've ever played 1.6, this was as flawless as it gets. I think he could have got around the corner a little bit better.
Comparing this run to Fanzang's, we can see that entering the climb section, distance between Fanzang and Topovigas isn't that big. Following the climb, Topo performs the Kelta's scroll duck skip, then executes SHNZ B-hop combos with incredible speed, and solidifies this as the fastest climb section run ever recorded.
That's insane. Wow.
After the KZ section, he skips the first B-hop block and maintains his speed with good strafes, then starts skipping more blocks ahead.
By the way, he almost didn't make it. He made the long jump barely.
Entering the high jump block, Topovigas makes history by being the first to B-hop it in a world record run.
Yeah, he also did the B-hop there. He didn't jump it regularly. He maintain momentum.
The record set on March 17th, 2023 remains the fastest time as of the making of this video. Topovigas is confident he can lower it by 1 or even 2 seconds, but it is unclear if he will attempt it.
How could he lower the 1 or 2 seconds?
Has witnessed 16
at a flawless run. I think he could have maybe went around the corner at the end faster, but
different flags holding
there's
the
no
most
chance
prestigious map record at some point. Only time will tell if we see another player attempt the record on this map. Will it be a seasoned veteran or a new B-hop?
I will be the I'll be the record holder, bro. I'll be the record holder. But aren't they jumping with pistols? Aren't they slower? Not in 1.6. The USP wasn't slower. They weren't. That was so nice. That was so good. Road to world record, bro. Dude, you know, it's so difficult to do these. It's so difficult to do these runs. You don't even realize. But movement in 1.6, so nice. From 150 to 125, insane. Yeah, I mean, they were first like contemplating if you can do it less than 130. And it just so you understand, it took it over 10 years to break the record. The map originally was created in 2008, and the world record was made, I think, in 2018 or 2019. These videos are so good. What I love about Counter-Strike is that it has so much history, you know? It has so much history that it just brings you it has so many good memories. There now in the gaming space now, the problem with the gaming space now, it's not even about the games themselves. It's not the games suck. It's that the community and the memories and the creativity around things is so not what it used to be. So like in Counter-Strike, all of these maps and all of these mods were created were created by the people. It's like how in Minecraft. You know how in Minecraft you can create anything? You can do like fucking Game of Thrones in Minecraft. You can do whatever you want in Minecraft. Hunger Games in Minecraft, this, and that, right? And that's why, by the way, a lot of people have good memories with Minecraft. Like they have this Minecraft phase where they want to keep playing because it brings back these memories where they used to create and be creative and do all this cool stuff. And they were not limited. They were creative. And Counter-Strike was the same way. KZ, HNS, B-Hops, even just the regular game was super, super, super creative. And the community was so, like, dude, being a gamer back in the day, I know it's now the norm. It's now the norm to be like a gamer. Like, if you don't play video games, you're the weird guy. But back in the day, you have to understand, when people used to play video games, and even like competitively, these are people who had jobs, these are people who had families, these are people who had like other hobbies. They didn't just play the fucking video games 15 hours a day, like fucking grinding, doing. They were playing, they were competitive, but they had lives. And because they had lives, it means they were like so like cool, so like somewhat social people. You could talk to them, you can hang out, you can like. When I used to play these tournaments, we would hang out all the time. When I used to play CS:GO, and even 1.6, we used to chill after lands, would go sit, would go to restaurants, would go to clubs, would do all this, all that. It was never just let's sit on the PC. We're super, super social all the time. We used to do a lot of shit together. We used to play fucking football together, basketball, whatever. And it was exciting to play. Like duel with your homie at 1.6 was way better. Like duel with the homie in Overwatch nowadays. It's because like now you have all these, because there's so much access. People use the access in poor ways, and it doesn't mean that like the access. Like we didn't have Discord. In order to find games, we use this software called Mirc, M-I-R-C. I don't know if anybody knows what bro. Let me show you a picture of what it looked like. Have to show you. Oh, oh man. Let me show you guys. So this is the software that's the old matchmaking, by the way, guys. Let me show you how to use to find games in Counter-Strike 1.6. Let me show you. You see this photo? See this? This photo. Right here. I can't find a picture. This will be a little more clear. Look. You see this? Probably can't understand jack shit of what is happening here on the screen. So you see these people you see on the right, the nicknames? These are people. And this is the chat room. And if you wanted to like go into matchmaking, so there would be a bot running like, there's a lobby running right now. And what you would do is you would type this plus add or like add or something, and it would add you to the lobby. When the lobby filled up with 10 people, it would start a match into a lobby, and then it gave you like a server IP, and then you would go click console. You would go in console, and you would type log in or something. Log in, and then 2-5 blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You would type this, and then you would and then pass 122, and then connect IP, and then password. That's what you would type. That's what you would do in order to join the lobby. So we tell you the password and the IP. So you do connect this thing and this thing through this low fucking thing, through this disgusting piece of garbage to join. There were no voice chat. We actually, the first time that we had voice chat, we used Ventrilo 2.1. I don't know if any of you is familiar with Ventrilo. This was pre Discord, by the way. This was pre Discord. This is what I used to use, Ventrilo 2.1. Eventually, it upgraded to 3.0, and it was a little bit better. But that's what we used to use before TeamSpeak. Before TeamSpeak even existed, that's what we used to use. And you could join. And it also gave you a pass to the Ventrilo because the Ventrilo bot was connected to the Mirc bot. And then you could join, and then you could talk, and the voice quality was so fucking garbage. And every time somebody, Hamachi, yeah, I remember Hamachi days. When somebody used to fucking talk in this voice, software, you would hear meh, meh, meh. That's the sound you would hear. Meh. It was so annoying. And then we swapped to TeamSpeak, and TeamSpeak, it was TeamSpeak 1.0. It was not even TeamSpeak 3.0. It was TeamSpeak 1.0. It used to look like this, I think. I believe so. TeamSpeak 1.0. No, this is not 1.0. This is TeamSpeak 3. TeamSpeak used to look like that. No, this is I think 3.0. I used Skype. We also used to use Skype, but it was not the Skype was not used in lobbies. We used to talk privately in Skype. But you also, if you guys remember, if you played Team Fortress, you used to use what's the software? I forgot. What did you used to find? In Team Fortress, used it. It was dude. Match fix? There was no matches. Like, how could you match fix? How could I forgot? What's the sound software? What's the mic software that Team Fortress people used? I forgot. Dude, I have to know now. Does anybody remember? What did people used to use in Team Fortress? Let me find it. Give me a second. Team Fortress talking so. Team Fortress, not TeamSpeak, bro. Dude, I have to know. Somebody has to say it. No one knows. Not Ventrilo, bro. Fuck. I have to find it. Mumble? Mumble voice chat. Let me see. I don't think it's Mumble. It could be Mumble. I don't think it's Mumble though. It could be Mumble. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. I think it's okay. Team Fortress 2 Mumble. I'm pretty sure it's Mumble. Yeah, actually. Yeah. It is Mumble. It is Mumble. Nice. Good one. Yeah. So that's like a little bit of history about the gaming community. And as I said, it was a very nice community. They were like, there were no, so people were geeks and nerds, but they were not weirdos, you know? But also like girls were not into the gaming world at all. I remember if there was a girl at your lobby, it would be like seeing an alien. It's like, bro, if you had a girl in your lobby back in the day, it was like seeing an alien. People could not believe a girl is playing. But now because like there's so many girls playing and so many guys who are antisocial, and there's the ability to just talk to anybody and send pictures to anybody, it became super, super weird, man. Probably a man under a girl's name. So I remember, you know, we used to have in 1.6, we used to have a community, an Israeli community. It used to be called V Games. V Games. That's how the community, it doesn't exist anymore. V Games. And so the manager of the manager of V Games of the whole CS 1.6 section used to be called Vanilla. Like there was that. So we used to have a forum that we all went to. You know how there's now Reddit and there used to be 4chan. We used to have our own forum. It used to be called V Games forum. That's how we would communicate with each other. We used to communicate through forums. So the manager that you could see, like the admin, the guy who was the admin, that was his name. So it was Vanilla, right? And one day we went to play like pugs, 10-man lobbies, and Vanilla was like, seeing Vanilla was like, oh my god, it's the admin of V Games, you know? It's like seeing fucking Gabe Newell back in the day. The admin of V Games, Vanilla, and everybody's, yo, what's up, dude? Like a big fan. And then just like hear a girl talking, right? And you would hear the girl who was talking was actually like a middle-aged woman. She was like 45. So our community manager, like our admin, was a 45-year-old woman, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And we also had admins who were related to each servers, and it was her kids. It was her kids, her to like teenager kids who were in charge of like running certain lobbies. It used to be so nice. That woman is probably like 60 years old now. That was at least 15 years ago. That woman is like at least 60. She's probably like a grandma. I mean, obviously she's a grandma. She used to be 45 and her kids were like 18. So she could be like a great grandma. Maybe I'll find it. There are archives of that website. I know that website still exists, but there's no forums anymore. Can find it. What's up? What's up, Ziva? So it's so you have to understand. Nobody was weird about the fact that Vanilla was a woman. It's like everybody was in shock. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Not only she's a girl, but she's also 45 years old. People were like, "What the fuck?" And nobody was weird about it. Everybody was respectful because it was so uncommon to see girls playing video games back in the day. Nobody was weird. See, no one back in the day was weird about having a girl in the lobby. Like, no offense, like back in the day, and this might trigger some people. We knew that the girls would suck, but we didn't care. You know, because it was so out of the ordinary. It's almost like, and I'm again gonna make an analogy that's gonna trigger a lot of people. It's like playing basketball with your friends and seeing like a handicapped person on a wheelchair be like, "Can I game with you guys?" Everybody would be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's fucking join us." You know? Did she suck? Yes, she did, to be honest, yeah. Did you play TF2? Yeah, yeah. Clara. Oh, Clara. I remember that. Even when I played CS 8 years ago, people got weird when girls were in the team. Dude, Counter-Strike is a no BS community. Nowadays, there's a girl on the team. It's like everybody just fucking vote kicks F1. No one is flaming. No one is saying go back to the kitchen. None of that stuff. Vote kick, F1, 4 people. Everyone's silent. Nobody says a word. They hear a girl, vote kick. Any rivals today? No. Funny but cringe, let's be real. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get kicked, but I think that yeah, it's a little bit funny, yeah. I used to have a girlfriend on RuneScape when I was like 11. So did you trade her like a diamond ring, bro? Did you got in fucking desert, Al Kharid desert, and you went to the Lumbridge church to get married, and you had a fucking house party and your wedding, World 31, bro. You went to World 31 house party and you hosted your wedding, or was it just me? Do you get sad too when enemy has only Ryan and Kiriko, you fight them? Bro. People just try hard when women are in lobby, hoping she falls in love with the great heroes that carried her. Yeah. I also had girlfriend in Minecraft that traded for some diamonds. You ever thought about playing a fast-paced duel game like Quake? I used to play Shootmani and Storm a bit. I like arena shooters. I think that arena shooters should come back. But I think that people just the gaming industry is so into maximizing money and like all these battle passes, and it became like a super legit business where people make a lot of money. So I doubt that arena shooters are gonna come back unless they somehow come back in like this whole business venture somehow, like in a business way, which I wouldn't mind. Have you ever had a street fight ever since you learned boxing? Yeah, it happened a few times. Yes, I would say, but it has not. But it wasn't really in boxing times. It wasn't when I was doing boxing. Did you ever play Halo? No, I never played Halo. How did it go down? It was not. It was just like 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 a tackle or something. But then people just separated very quickly. What's your workout split? To be honest, I'm doing like upper lower, but yeah, it's got to come upper or lower. Why though? Some stupid shit. I don't remember. I don't even remember. It was a lot. It was also quite a few years ago. Like not a few years ago. It's quite some time. It was like when my late teens. It was something dumb. Happened a few times. But nothing super serious. Like nothing crazy serious about like. Arena shooters? Have you tried Splitgate? Is Splitgate supposed to be an arena shooters? I don't think it's an arena shooter. How old are you? 20. I'm gonna be but I don't know if I mentioned. I'm probably gonna do a birthday stream. I'm not gonna do a subathon or something, but my birthday is in a week and a half. 7th of July is my birthday. It's gonna be on a Monday. Probably gonna do a stream, a short one, but nothing crazy. Everyone had that kid in their high school who was always getting in fights though. Yeah. Used to be my friend. Dare I say he's now in jail. 20 or 28. I'm gonna be 28 in a week and a half. Yeah. I didn't really share that, but my best friend in middle school we stopped being friends after high school. From elementary school, middle school, my best friend was he went for jail. He went to jail for murder. In short, I used to hang out with not the greatest people. I'll just put it that way. I used to hang out with not the greatest people. And I had another friend. It was actually not a murder. It was a killing. He basically punched somebody. Like he basically just punched somebody when he was on the floor, and then that person died from brain damage. He didn't mean to kill him, but he ended up he didn't mean to murder him, but he killed him. There's a difference between a murder and killing, especially how long you go to jail. But then I had another guy who I was going to middle school. I can see he was my friend. He was kind of a friend of a friend. We went to middle school together, and he went to jail for cold-blooded murder. He did some hitman shit. He basically killed somebody and fucking put his body in a garbage can and tried to get rid of it. He got caught. Should I say? An acquaintance, I wouldn't call him that now. We went to middle school together. We had some we had some conversations because he was a friend of a friend, but I didn't really like him. What did you study to bid all those? I told you, man. The people that I used to hang around were not the greatest people. Sometimes some of them were cool people, but a lot of the time, yeah. That's why, yeah, and thinking about it back now, by the way, all of these people didn't really have fathers. So if you like, if we're talking about women having daddy issues, guys also have daddy issues. Usually, men who don't have like guys who don't have dads end up either in jail or extremely feminine. We're still talking about gaming for hope. We're talking about murder, bro. About my middle school. So like it's very important, especially when you're young. It's good to know. You know how Dude, you know how we used to think when we were teenagers, like, why will my parents want me to know who am I hanging out with? Why do my parents need to know who my friends are? Well, that's exactly why. So you don't end up hanging out with future murderers. You know? You know, when I used to bring friends over, either my mom or my dad used to say, "Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm not interested in you being friends with him. He's a fucking degenerate." How do you change your company rather than following them? I think that it just kind of boils down to, I mean, really, to be honest, I can say that I made this decision voluntarily. It's like the grown-ups around me said these are not bad people. These are bad people. You should, like, these are not good people for you. You should not hang out with them. Especially my father used to say these are not good people. Don't hang out with them. And he used to be like he it's not that he used to say like a fucking low, like a don't hang out with them. He used to be like, no, you're not leaving the house with these people. So, you know. When the Star Wars Battlefront 2 stream? Right now, bro. In middle school, a guy in my class stabbed some other guy that stole his football. He also didn't have a father. Not surprising. My parents said the same about my online friends. It depends on what your online friends do. You know, that's the tough part about nowadays. It's really hard nowadays because everyone is online and everybody has phones and PCs and access to computers and access to Discord, access to this, access to that. Dude, it becomes so hard to be a parent because you can't know who your kids are hanging out with sometimes. You can, but you have to be really, really responsible and checking like who your parents are talking to online. Because let's be real, bro. Most people online, they talk to so many fucking degenerates online, you know? That imagine your 13-year-old daughter or your 13-year-old son talking to some random 18-year-old porn addict. And that happens so fucking frequent because everybody has access to everybody. It's insane. Would you really want to? Do you really want that to happen, bro? Like, if I had a son that I heard he was talking to some degenerates online, I'll be my son. You don't have a PC anymore. I'm gonna fucking cut off his internet access. And people are like, but do you want to ruin your relationship with your son? Yeah, you know what? If cutting off his internet and him crying means that he doesn't talk to degenerates and gets in trouble, yeah, I'll fucking do that. Awkward for Hope Jr. Yeah, listen. If my kid wants some food, I'll tell him, no food today. Your father is doing damage. No food until damage. No food until GM3. If your kid cries over internet and there's a lot of other things wrong, and dude, like, I swear to God, I walk down the street, I see 6-year-olds with iPhones. What the fuck is going on? What is happening? It's like a Black Mirror episode. 6-year-old with iPhones? Okay, I'm about to say something that is crazy. I saw a girl who looked like she was 12. I'm pretty sure she was 12. I saw her vaping. In real life, by the way. Vaping in real life, 12 years old girl. I mean, I don't know if she was actually 12. She could be like 13, 14, 11 or something. But she looks like she was in elementary school. Vape! Vape, it's crazy. Turning off the internet crashes so valid? Yeah, I mean, my father cut off my internet so many times. He used to have crashes, bro. Dude, I wanted to go PK in the wilderness, And he took off my internet. I was so upset. Did you ever smoke a cigarette? No, I never smoked a cigarette. No. I smoked a cigar. I'll admit, I smoked weed before, like, years ago. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. cigars are aromatic. You know, cigars are like wine. It gives you like a nice aroma in your mouth when you're like, you know, a cigar, some whiskey, maybe like a nice cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? But like weed is everybody singing on couch, you know, like this, we're chilling, 420, you know, like that. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't see the appeal in cigars. It's like people who don't see the appeal in wine or people who don't see the appeal in beer. I get it. It's not for everyone, for sure. You aren't even consuming anything, but that's like wine tasting. Wine you're not consuming. Not if you're going to wine tasting. A lot of time wine tasting is you don't even take like you don't even swallow it. You just you just run your mouth for the flavor and just spit it out. But like the cigar just want to feel like Tony Soprano. You know what? I'll admit a part of smoking a cigar. It is look like you're a part of the Italian mafia. It's true. It's true. It's true. It has aura. Like who? Let's not kill ourselves. Who has more aura? Tony Soprano smoking a cigar or XX Blazer Killer 4-2 with a fucking watermelon vape? Who has more aura? Be honest. 1 for Tony Soprano, number 2 for XX Blaze Killer 420 with vape watermelon. 2. Bro, I feel like difference between 13 and 18 is not that much mentally. So a 13-year-old talking with 18-year-olds on Discord is not really weird.
Bruh.
Rage bait. Rage baiter in the chat. Rage bait. Fucking exposed, bro. I'm 17. There's a lot of difference between 17 and 13. A big difference. Mentally and physically. Huge difference. Huge difference. Mentally, nothing changed for me. Bruv. Bro, you know what changed for you? Your testosterone, bro. Your testosterone. And your testosterone definitely physically changed you and also mentally changed you. Wow. There's no way you said that, bro. Come on. That's like self-expose. Do you ever want to grind COD? Not really, no. It's not like hero shooters. I like FPS and hero shooters, but I don't like Call of Duty that much. I played Modern Warfare too, but not a lot. Look, yeah. Yeah, either way. Have you tried Apex Legends? Yeah, I have like 150 hours in Apex, I think. I hit Masters, then stopped playing forever. I maintained the same opinions over the years with minimal change. Dude, what opinions did you have when you were 13? I had no opinions when I was 13. I was just running around. So no gaming, Nana. Trying to reach raid in Valorant could be fun. I was already in Valorant already. Are you staying in Israel? Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching my stream. Appreciate it. It was really, really it was a chill stream. I'll say that. It was a chill stream. Nothing super out of the ordinary. Like very chill. some value, and you have a very lovely rest of the day, lovely rest of the night. Peace.